Bucks win it tonight over the Miami Heat, 128-117. Miami, what are they, the 8 seed right now? In the play-in? Yeah, they're the 8 seed right now. They were 31-27 coming into tonight. Bucks battling to get into the play-in after a loss, but they come through late in this basketball game. 128-117, entertaining night for a lot of guys. That was fun. Bucks win it. Come on in the room. Doc is our doctor. He writes out all our scriptures. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. Scrooge.
JT.
Justin.
Yeah. We're in the building tonight. No Chris King. He's out. Not feeling too well, so we're going to hold it down for him. Come on in the room. Let's do it. If you're excited about that win, if you're hyped about the 11-point dub over the Miami Heat, if you see this, if you see what this team is doing, and you feel like they're ready to make this playoff push, this play-in push to the playoff push, whatever you feel like, hit that like button on the way into the room. Hit that like button on the way into the room after a big-time win over the Miami Heat. We'll talk to you in the chat. We'll talk to you on the Twitter at TCIIYEEE. Man, I'm pumped up tonight. That was fun. That was a fun basketball game. That was a fun win. Rick Hamilton talking about the State of the Union is also, this is the State of the Union of the Bucks right now. That's what the State of the Union going on. I don't give a damn what they talk about. I'm the designated survivor out here. 128-117. Bucks get the dub over the Miami Heat. Let's go through a game recap tonight. Kyle Kuzma, I almost predicted this correct because he had 13 in the first quarter, and I tweeted he had 13 in the first. Watch him end up with 17. He finishes with 19 points tonight, 4 rebounds, 1 steal, 7 of 16, 3 of 7 from the three-point line. Listen, first quarter was excellent. I mean, and I thought Kyle that 20, 25 minutes, that's what you need. And he is a hilarious basketball player. Like, the flurries that he has, the flurries where all of a sudden he's untouchable. And for the first, 10 minutes of basketball game, Kyle Kuzma was lights out. But I thought his defense was okay, and then, he kind of made his way through the rest of the game. Pedestrian, but he has that ability every now and then to light it up, and he lit it up in the first quarter, and we needed it. Miles Turner, ass. 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 of 5 from the field, 0 of 3 from the three-point line. We're going to talk about Moesha. We ain't going to talk about him yet because I want to celebrate this win. We will talk about him. 18 minutes tonight, didn't play in the fourth quarter. You're lucky we got a win or I'd be going off. But we will get to you, Miles, because tonight, unacceptable. He was ass. He was more ass than than what was going on with the Team USA hockey team out there at the strip club after they won the game. Ass. That Miles Turner ass. That's what was happening right with him. AJ Green, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 of 6 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. He was a plus 12 tonight, 5 fouls. Again, AJ Green, he did have 5 rebounds, he did have 4 assists. He makes some things happen. 27 minutes. I tweeted out during the game, hitting threes is greater than the threat of hitting threes. And so you've got to hit the shots. He did knock down a couple there late in the game. He didn't score in the first half. His second half was much better than the first half. He made a great pass and feed down to Jericho Sims late in the game as well. So give him some credit, but again, you got to hit shots. You got to keep the scoreboard moving. But again, I thought Green was decent tonight, but he's much better when he's hitting shots. Then to the minute of the hour in that starting lineup, 21, 4 and 5, 2 assists, 1 block, 9 of 16, 1 of 2 from 3. Rollins did have 4 turnovers, but Ryan Rollins he was sensational tonight. Late in that game, he has 2 spots that he really gets to really nice. The step back 3 is his spot. He loves to get to it. He hits it. And then he did it one time in the first half. He did it to Bam Adebayo, where he's coming down full speed, gives you a stop, and he steps back, gives you a little step back mid-range right there. And a lot of times he likes it on the left side and just puts it right over the lip of the basket and puts that in. Did it twice late in the game to close out Miami. Beautiful shot making there from Ryan Rollins. Again, 21, 4, and 5. And again, this guard duo, there's something there. We talked about there is something there. Like this team, it's like not a good team, but it has like the skeletons. You see goodness. You see a good basketball team somewhere in there. And those two are 100% a part of it. And I'm telling you, no matter how this season turns out, no matter what happens, I need to see both. Well, Ryan Rollins is going to be back anyway. But I need to see KPJ back in the Milwaukee Bucks uniform. I need to see him back. I know it's his contract. I need KPJ back. 32, 7 boards, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 11 of 20, 2 of 4 from the three-point line. He had 13, I believe, in the fourth quarter. Phenomenal phenomenal game from KPJ. Just making it happen from hooping, 3-level score. And here's the great thing about KPJ, which is what I love. It ain't just one end of the game. Norm Powell cooking up AJ Green. Norm Powell cooking up Kyle Kuzma. Norm Powell Hey, KPJ, I know I need you to score. I know I need you to lead my offense every single time down the floor late in the game. But I also need you to turn around and slap the floor and get in the defensive stands and go guard Norm Powell in the fourth quarter. That's a two-way guy. That's the difference between these we talk about these diminutive guards who can only play one way, and why the Trae Youngs of the world are no longer being valued, why the Cam Thomases of the world are no longer being valued. You got to go do it on the defensive side. You got to slide them puppies. You got to be able to slide them puppies. You got to be able to reach your hand in the cookie jar, and that's what KPJ can do. Excellent job from him tonight. And, oh, by the way, 3-level score, and got his 3-ball back. We've been waiting for it. He hit a couple threes tonight. Cam Thomas, rough night, 6 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. I will say this, though, about Cam. I was kind of not glad that it happened, but I was glad that you didn't need it, which was a good sign. You beat a quality opponent, and you didn't need Cam Thomas to go for 25. And he had a rough night, 2 of 10, all 4 from 3. I know he'll be better than that. But he's a volume scorer, volume shooter. He'll have nights like this, and you take it and run with it. He'll play 19 minutes. I know, again, he is on. Somebody asked, he is on a minutes restriction, but he only played 19 minutes, and he wasn't good tonight. But you keep moving, and I love it when you win on a bad night from Cam Thomas. The good night's coming. He'll be right back in the swing of things. Jericho Sims, 8-point jumping Jericho. 8 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists for Jericho Sims tonight. 4-4 from the field. Excellent job from him, grabbing rebounds. I thought he was phenomenal. I thought he was great. He was much better than Miles Turner was. And here's the thing about Sims. It's about knowing your role. It's about knowing your role. And this team needs a big that can rebound, needs a big that's a presence in the paint. And there are times, and tonight was one of those times, where Sims did that at a much higher level than Miles Turner was doing. How about Ousmane Dieng? 11.6 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals. Yeah, just me, Oos. Day one-ish. 3 of 3 from the three-point line. He was 4 of 6, I believe, from the field. Kudos to Doc Rivers. Like, I give Doc Rivers a lot of credit for just – he played 22 minutes, making sure Dieng's in the game. Dieng played a lot in the fourth quarter as well. He made good decisions, had made good shots. I thought he defended good as well. Again, Norm Powell got guys in the air. You know, that kind of happens. But the trust, we're talking about Doc Rivers, the trust Doc Rivers had to put Oos in the game late for Oos to play and Oos to deliver. And that's what Doc Rivers has to do going forward. I'm not saying I don't know if he's a starter. I don't know if Oos can finish game. I don't know. You got to find some time for the young man, though. He can play. You got to find minutes. There are minutes out there to be had, and Oos should play him, and I'm glad he did. And how about Bobby Portis, 24 minutes tonight, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 8 of 14, big threes, 5 of 10 for 3. He was a plus 15. Sims was a plus 15. KPJ a plus 10, AJ Green a plus 12. On the Miami side of things, you had Larson with 10 points, 6 boards, 5 assists. Wiggins was tough for a lot of that basketball game. 16, 8, and 5. Bam Adebayo finished with 18 and 9. Norm Powell thought he was taking over for some parts of the game. Paraded to the free throw line there. 26 and 6. Davion Mitchell with 8.6 boards, 8 assists. Khalil Ware, 14 and 8. He only played 19 minutes. I thought he could have played more. Ami Jaquez, 9 points, 2 rebounds. And you had Tyler Hero with 14 points and 6 assists. He's coming back from an injury. But overall, man, listen, this was a lot of grit. This was JT, I know you like to talk a lot about Heat culture. How about Buck culture tonight? When it got going and the going got tough late in the basketball game, it was the Heat missing free throws down the stretch, and it was KPJ scoring. It was a great defensive effort from the Bucks. They were the ones going after the loose balls. It was Rollins hitting shots late. In the first half, I'll tell you one thing that pissed me off, but I'm overall okay with it. In the first half, I thought the Bucks were doing a really good job because the Heat play a weird, and Marcus Johnson did a good job talking about it. The Heat play a kind of this weird offense. They don't set a lot of screens, and they call it this 5-wheel thing where they're trying to put up shots quickly, and they're playing a lot of ISO one-on-one ball. It's just very quick, and the Bucks got a 12-point lead, and all of a sudden, Doc went zone, and he goes zone, and the Heat hit like 4 threes in a row and get themselves right back in the game. I'm like, why would we do that? And listen, with these new additions of just Oos and even with KPJ being healthy and Ra and Kuzma and even AJ Green and Jang, like the Bucks are, to me, they seem to be playing much better one-on-one defensive on-ball basketball. And when you can do that, I'd rather give up a contested 2 over giving up a wide-open 3 because I'm in the zone and we're rotating every single time. And so if you notice in the fourth, Bucks were in man-to-man, and they got the stops they need, and that's why Sims has to play because it's not just about the stops. You got to get the rebounds as well. The Bucks actually, again, they do lose the rebound battle, but it wasn't by much, 51-46. And then the Bucks actually took more shots than the Miami Heat tonight. And one more thing, I'll give because the Bucks actually forced 16 turnovers to their own 10. One more thing I'll talk about. Let me just see the stats real quick. Kevin Porter Jr., outside of being a primary ball handler, outside of scoring at a ridiculous rate, outside of playing defense on the other side, outside of all things he's doing, I'd love to see over his last, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. He seems to have corrected this issue where he's been careless with the ball and turned it over. Remember, we came in this program many a time and talked about, hey, I can't have 5 turnovers at my point guard. I can't have 4 turnovers at my point guard. KPJ has settled this thing down, and it is important, and it has changed everything for this Milwaukee Bucks team. You lost the other night. That was a rough loss. You have a tough 4-game stretch that was coming up here, so you really wanted to beat Toronto, but you didn't do it. You do beat the Miami Heat, which you needed that game. You got a tough one against Cleveland tomorrow night. But this is a big win. And I'll tell you one more thing. This is a big win. Why? Because as I talked about the other night when I was solo, the Charlotte Hornets have an easy schedule for the most part right now. Next few games. Who else? The Atlanta Hawks, who are directly in front of the Bucks. They're switching in between playing Washington and Brooklyn over and over again. They have a very easy schedule, so the Bucks have to keep pace. And oh, by the way, tonight Atlanta beat the Wizards tonight, and the Hornets the Hornets got the Bulls, who are tanking. Hornets beat the Bulls by 30 tonight, so you have to keep pace. They do it tonight, 128, 170. That's what I saw. JT, what you see?
And a whole lot of the same thing. What a great win by this Bucks team. Again, we talk about taking the pretty with the pretty. And one point that we've made on this show, and I'm not sure that Will Bond, National Media Co. got around to, but the strength of this team, especially while Giannis is out, is going to have to be the guard play. And even when he does come back, I think it's going to play too. We talked about how we have a good thing going with Cam Thomas, KPJ, and Ryan Rollins. And tonight, as you said before, Cam Thomas had an off night tonight. He just did it. He had a lid on the basket. It is what it is. That does happen sometime. Maybe there's some olive oil on the rim. Maybe there's a lid on the top. But the fact that Ryan Rollins and Cam Thomas, you saw how you actually saw them kind of do the Ryan Rollins and Kevin Porter Jr. show in the last few minutes of that fourth quarter when they was cooking and going back and forth, right, and scoring 10 points in the last few minutes between the two of them. KPJ with the big 4-point play. But you saw them also, like you said, do it defensively and doing things on the glass, closing out possessions, which I think is absolutely remarkable because I don't think we've had that kind of strong guard play between multiple guys here in Milwaukee for some time now. But you see that happening, and these guys seem to be getting better. KPJ and Ryan Rollins tonight combined for 5 turnovers. I'll take that. KPJ can have 1. Ryan Rollins had 4. Little high, but you know what? You can live with that. What you can't have is both of them being careless with the ball. And I do like the fact, like you said, even though Cam Thomas had an off night, our 2 guards had a very strong night as well. So 2 out of those 3 guys are going to have the ball if this team's going to win while Giannis is out especially. The other thing, though, is you talk about the Jericho Sims, the bench. We only ran 9 guys tonight. But we had a very good, outside of Cam Thomas, everybody else on that bench was absolutely balling and was productive. Like you said, they played their roles. They all contributed. Everybody chipped in. You didn't have a lot of careless. You didn't have any bonehead plays. Everybody just went in there and did their job. And they really didn't play much, right? I mean, Dang played 22 minutes. Bobby played 24. Sims played 29. Cam Thomas played 20. So, yeah, they did play. I take that back. They did play significant minutes there. But their contributions, I thought, were substantial when they're out there. Jericho Sims. What we say, Chris, the walls of the city of Jericho might be getting up there. One of the most important Jerichos out, right? Bobby Portis, same thing. Mr. BP himself, most important behind what? The gas, Brad Pitt, Backpage.com, and then right there, right, we're putting Bobby in that 4.
Hey,
So Backpage reference for those of y'all who are over 30. Y'all know a little something about a little something.
I never heard of that thing before, JT. I don't know what that is.
Okay, fine. The other BP, Black Planet, for those of y'all who really want to throw this thing back. But seriously, I do think that after watching this team, this is a game we would have probably lost 3 weeks ago. We really probably lost 4 weeks ago. And you're just seeing the shift in this Bucks team, the ability to fight, the ability to close out, the ability to even starting that second half, because I've seen so much this year. When the Heat went up, it was a 5-0, 6-0 run. I was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Come on now. Doc called timeout, sells the truth. Everybody tightens up. Good move there. I think something has changed with this Bucks team. This is not your same Bucks team from earlier this year. And, it's palpable. You can see that. We're 6 games behind, right? We're 6 games out of 500. And I certainly think that we're going to close that gap. Slowly but surely, we keep this up. We close that gap. We right the ship. We hold the line until Giannis comes back. And again, fellas, we closing that gap. We'll be here 500 eventually, right? Just every win, we close the gap. Keep closing that gap like a thong.
The radio player today. Man, it's tough to guard to JT, man. God, dog. was Bobby Portis. He talked a lot about the game Sunday, the Solo Guru show, and he just talked about that's a throw the tape in the trash game. The spacing was terrible. They just didn't make a lot of good plays on Sunday. And he really focused a lot on that Sunday game. So I think that kind of struck a nerve with this basketball team from the effort. Not the effort, just the way that we played Sunday. It was I was in a meeting and trying to watch it on my phone and listen to Guru and got called out because I had my AirPods in my ear during the meeting. They're like, Brother Skurlock, sorry, man. Listen to my guy, the Guru. I gotta say something real quick before I go in the rest of this, man. There's a lot of people down here, and I'm sure your mama want to put you over their knee and whoop your ashtray for talking about that A&T pep band. Hey, man, I'm in the meeting and dude's coming up to me like, man, why your boy banging on A&T like that? I'm like, man, hey, yo, I don't know what's going on, man. His mom's went to A&T, so Mrs. Guru, we're sorry. That I thought it was a good performance by the A&T band. From what I heard, Trey didn't like it. He went to Howard. We're not going to hold that against him. All right, back to Bobby. The guards, he talked about guards, Ryan Rollins and KPJ being absolute gym rats, and that's why they're continuing to develop, and you see them getting better and better. Let's go to Doc Rivers. Defense found a way to get stops. Miami scored 3 times after made baskets. I thought that was key as well. And then eventually the Bucks found a way to get back and stop that stuff from happening. You can't have them scoring like that after made baskets. It's absolutely unacceptable. They went to the matchup. They were matchup hunting tonight. They wanted to get Rhino and Scoop free on those guards. And I mean, I don't think the guards from Miami can check anybody. Now, I saw a lot of stuff when Guru was talking. They were bashing Doc in the chat. I, for one, thought this was one of Doc's best coaching performances.
I did too.
And one of the things that led to that was the 2 timeouts that he had before the 3-minute mark. And that allowed him to sub Portis and sub AJ Green and make those subs and stuff like that. And I think that's a key component to why we won that basketball game. Someone asked him about how long does it take for him to get to know the younger players and all that. He said he can't answer that because each player is different. Each system is different, yada, yada, yada. I thought it was, whatever. Talked about Oos being very aggressive. Said he got better in the second half, and that's why he put him back in the basketball game. This was bouncing back was huge from the Sunday terrible loss to Toronto, but also in this game, and JT, you alluded to this as well. We got smacked in the mouth a few times today, and this team didn't run and hide. They found a way to get buckets. Talked about Scoot just knowing when to attack and how to attack. He's pick and choosing his spots well. We were talking about before this thing, before we got on here. For all you Kevin Porter Jr. haters, you gonna just be mad because we're gonna sign this dude and he's gonna be here and he'll be an all-star in the next 3 years. This kid's a hell of a basketball player. Trey mentioned he's playing both sides of the floor, but making timely shots. Yeah, I mean, I can make not anyone, I can't do it, but there's a lot of guys that can hit that shot with 6 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the second quarter. KPJ is hitting shots under 5 minutes to go with the basketball game on the line, taking guys off the dribble. Pick Norman Powell's panties, no pause. Absolute basketball player. He was effing hooping tonight, man. And my guy, Cam, I know Cam struggled a little bit tonight, right? But what I like from Cam is those alley-oops to Jericho Sims, finding other guys. He knew he didn't have it, and he found a way to make that happen. So thought AJ Green moved the ball absolutely well. We're seeing a lot more of AJ Green. I do, and shout out to, what's her name, Camille Davis, the lady that does it.
Yeah.
She made a good point on the Mason Crosby show today. We are doing him a disservice. He is not a 3. He is in a defensive
100%.
liability. Every time he walks on that court, he is a true 2 guard. He needs to shoot the ball, but I thought a hell of a defensive effort from AJ tonight, man, and his passing the ball. Now, and then lastly, Sims is just an absolute monster for me. Just one quick thing for you gentlemen. So I had a parlay today. And one of the crazy things, like a $2 bet, paid me about $2.50. I didn't hit. You know why I didn't hit? Miles Turner. I needed 5 points from the brother.
You only hit 5 points.
Threes. But you know what hit? AJ, the reason why it was a $2 for $2.50, AJ 4+ rebounds. And last thing, man, you mentioned the shots. We had more shot attempts. I think that is a direct reflection of Mr. Sims out there rebounding that basketball, being aggressive. And he has an infectious spirit where you see AJ Green crashing the glass on the offensive end, guys volleyballing the ball out. Where was Pete Nance tonight? We didn't see him at all.
No, this is a little shocking. Pete DNP. I don't understand why Pete Nance didn't play this. Is he hurt?
No, he's not hurt. I think it's just so you mentioned JT. You saw 9 guys play tonight, right? And of the 9 guys that played, to be quite frank, Miles Turner played the least out of everybody. Wow, that's actually crazy. The person who played the least amount tonight of any player who stepped on the floor was Miles Turner, who played just under 19 minutes, who played a little less than Cam Thomas, who's on a minutes restriction. So the reason you're seeing, again, it's hard to find the minutes or the time for Pete Nance. If you got Pete, that's 10 guys. Then your question is where are you taking the minutes from? And this is a very balanced kind of minutes allocation that Doc Rivers gave outside of So KPJ and Rollins both go about 37 minutes. AJ Green is going 28 minutes. You're trying to find the rest of the time. You're trying to find time for everybody else inside of that. And if Jang's gonna play, and again, that I'm trying to find, I guess my thought is like where are you taking those minutes away from to get Pete Nance into the game if you need Bobby to back up, if Bobby's your backup 4 behind Kuzma, and Sims he played starter minutes tonight, is behind Turner. Those are your 4 or 5 minutes. And then
What
Jang's
was Green tonight?
Huh?
Plus what? What was Green tonight? Plus what?
He was a plus 12.
Okay. Sorry.
So, but I'm just saying, like it's hard to find the minutes there to figure out where Pete Nance goes because you're taking those minutes. That's Kuzma, that's Bobby, that's Sims, and that's Turner, and you've already shaved Turner down to less than 20. So it's how does Pete Nance even fit there? And when Giannis comes back, there's really no minutes for Pete Nance once that happens. So again, I think you're trying to find, like, again, especially when Bobby's hitting shots, you know, not to say that Pete Nance is, you know, not needed. And again, I like him as a young player, and there's some time. But again, the Bucks you're trying to win, and you know everybody can't play. And I think that for what it's worth, I think Doc was really trying to find the minutes to get Jang in the game. And I'm glad Jang played 22, and I thought they were meaningful and impactful. But to your point, I don't know who said it, JT or if that was you, Justin. Everybody who played, I thought, outside of Miles Turner, outside I guess Miles Turner and Cam Thomas, really, everybody played really contributed. I was impressed with everything that went on. And the other thing I say to JT, to your point, what I was really impressed with was, or what I haven't, you talked about being palpable. I don't believe I've talked about effort and energy over and remember, we had people in the chat. We had people who I think we've asked questions. Have people given up on Doc Rivers? Have they tuned him out? Clearly, that answer is no. That locker room has not given up because from an effort and energy perspective, I see guys fighting. Like Jericho Sims is fighting for every single rebound, every single time. And Miami tonight was, again, they're trying to race up and down the court. And that's why I'm like, dude, that was why I was so disappointed with trying to go zone, because I'm like, I thought we were locked in knowing that they're racing up the court. Hey, we got to find our match. Like, if they're running up the court after every made basket, you got to lock in and find your guy and get back. And it just creates this level of awareness that I think guys had throughout the game. And when you go zone, I feel like, people, you kind of relax. Your shoulders sink a little bit. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm in my area, and you're not in your area, and boom, guys are just, things just get left open. So I thought the focus level went down a little bit when we went in zone, but I thought the focus, energy, effort was high throughout the night. And to your point, them outside of free throws, I saw the graph. The Miami Heat didn't hit a field goal in the last 6 minutes of that game.
Can you read AJ Green's stat line real quick for the chat? Because there's a lot of AJ hate going on right now. Just
sure.
What did he do tonight?
He had 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. He was 2 of 6 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. 5 fouls tonight, was a plus 12 on the night.
Okay.
To your point about AJ Green, I thought the second half was much better than the first. I thought the second half, I thought AJ Green, because there is some, I know people talk about cardio, but his second half, I thought you got to find a way to get yourself involved. And it's not always up to everybody else to do it. And I think he's a big time beneficiary when Giannis is on the floor, because he gets really wide open looks. But yeah, you got to find a way to get yourself involved. And so I was glad that he did that in the second half.
I thought, and sorry, JT, I think that and this is why we always say sometimes that the basketball game is meant to be watched, or you can listen to it on the radio, because Dave Kane and those guys do a great job. But it's not meant to just look at this and look at that, because AJ Green is a substantial part of this team right now. And tonight, you saw him struggle in the first half, but still find a way to come back and contribute. You don't take a shooter like that off the floor, because he can always come back and get you at some point. What do they say? Shooters do what?
Shoot.
There you go.
But I feel you on that, Justin. And I agree. I think the thing is, though, is watching AJ Green take 6 shots. Hang on, brother. We need you. No, this isn't. You're a sharpshooter. You're a sharpshooter, and it feels like. We need you taking 10 shots a game. We need you taking more to do that. And I think people want to see him impact the game a bit more in the points category, because we talked about the last show. We said there's a lot that AJ Green does with spacing on the floor and has people got to account for him. It opens up other lanes, does all that. But I think people want to see, no, AJ, we want to see you get buckets, right? We want to see you be Mr. Automatic. Throw this thing and they can get out to you in the wing. We want you to sink it. Like with that, and I think so when you're not seeing a lot of that, I think people are like, why is that dude only taking? What is he out there doing? And I agree with you. It's like the game is made to be watched. It's not made to be analyzed by the analytics. There's a place for that. I'm not knocking the analytics crowd because I certainly think there's value in that to an extent. But I think what's frustrating to a lot of Bucks fans is they feel like, okay, maybe AJ Green passes the analytics test, but he's not passing the eye test. And when those things don't match up, that's any player. I think there's a degree of frustration that any fan has when they watch a game and they don't see something. And people in the analytics crowd are like, no, but look at this. And it's like, I mean, okay, I'll take your word for it, but I know what I see. You know what I mean? Like, I know what I see, right? If you see some leggings sagging in the back, ain't nobody gonna tell you it's right. Ain't nobody gonna tell you somebody feeling them out. Them leggings are sagging in the back. That right? It is what it is. The eyes never lie. The eyes never lie, and that's kind of the thing at this point where it's like people have that thought process of, oh, the eyes don't lie. Okay, but the analytics and the advanced stats tell you something different. And it's like, what is this? Because we're watching the man out there twerking.
Well, I think, I think the other piece of it is that, like you mentioned, the analytics definitely do tell a different story, but it's how much he is in the right spots, and he is contributing. I thought if you're not going to score, you have to find a way to contribute, and your contribution can't just be, well, I spaced the floor. Because, again, Miles Turner spaces the floor. Like, Miles Turner's a space big, but, like, again, what is more impactful to me at times? What's more impactful is Jericho Sims grabbing every rebound. Like, because I was being facetious when I said that, Sims is better than Miles Turner. We know that Miles Turner is more talented. He's a much more talented player than an individual than Jericho Sims is. But Jericho Sims has a talent that this team needs. And what the team needs is somebody who can rebound, and somebody who's a presence down low, and somebody who's forceful even on the offensive side of the ball, being forceful, being able to jump and be athletic around the rim. And that's something that we don't have. But to the other point, though, some of this, even around the rhetoric around AJ Green, is he's playing, as you mentioned, Camille said, he's playing out of position. And you have him, and that's the challenge Doc has to try to navigate. To your point, though, JT, is I got a guy where the analytics say he should be playing, but I can't take Ryan Rollins and KJ and KPJ off the floor. So my analytics department is saying, man, AJ Green is doing this, and when he's on the floor, we are this many points better because of our offensive rating. So I gotta play AJ Green. I know I gotta play him, but I can't afford. To me, and I know that's what a lot of the there's a bunch of fan base who don't. But you saw KPJ. Can you afford to take KPJ off the floor and not playing 30-something? No. Can you afford to take Ryan Rollins off the floor?
Not when he playing like he has.
No,
8 out of 9 games or whatever. He had one bad one.
And that fourth quarter he had. Those are clutch, but like imagine if we were like, well, we can't. You have to play those guys. You got to, you got to play both of them.
Are in the passing lanes all time. They're deflecting shots and helping the back of that defense out too. Sorry, I mean to interrupt you.
No, correct. And that's the other thing about those guards. They both want to play defense as well, and they both pride themselves on it. So you can't take them out of the lineup. But oh, by the way, you're trying to find minutes for AJ Green because all your analytics say. Even if the points, rebounds, assists, or even just from a because we all know AJ Green is good when he's shooting them. When the threes are going in, AJ Green is like a player. But like when they're not going in, the numbers are still saying you got to keep playing him. That's what the numbers say. And so you're trying to. That's a delicate balance that you gotta find. Again, the numbers tonight, and for most part of the time, people gonna say, well, AJ Green didn't do. He was a plus 12 tonight. Like I'm just saying, when he's out there, the numbers do show it, and that's where Doc is in a conundrum because he's like, I gotta play these guys. But when you play a 3-guard lineup, it seems like the rebound, especially with Miles Turner out there, who you know ain't rebounding worth a damn. Now you have guards out there. You're trying to get rebounds, it's not working, and it just seems like bad things start to happen. But at the end of the day, I was kind of worried about how he closed it. And he closed it with, I believe, Rollins, KPJ, AJ, Bobby, and Sims, and that closing lineup. Again, it was enough to work, and for one part, it was Jang, and then he put Bobby Portis back in. So again, I give Doc Rivers a ton of credit. He pushed the right buttons when he needed to, and got that thing worked out. And for the record, for what's worth, AJ Green played well. I thought in the second, he played much better to me in the second half.
Yeah, he had no points in the first half and 8 in the second half. But one of the things that really stood out to me, man, and I just don't feel like, and I understand the chat's gonna do what they're gonna do. All the AJ hate tonight is not warranted, in my opinion, because he had 5 rebounds and 4 assists, 5 assists. He did other things.
Yeah,
recovered the ball. He was in the right spot when Ryan Rollins was diving on the floor, getting a loose ball to get that ball across half court. So he makes winning basketball plays. Everything he does isn't going to be pretty, but the thing that stuck out the most for me, I think you remember, he shot a 3 and the guy from Miami grabbed his waist. He pump faked him, guy ran by him, grabbed his waist, and it could have been a 3-shot foul if he got it up a little bit quicker. But that's what we're talking about, why he needs to be on the floor, because the way that guy closed out on that wide open 3 is why you need him. One quick point about the Miami zone versus our zone. Their zone looks different. Those guys are aggressive with that zone, and it's tough to move the ball. We got it. If we're going to play the most zone in the NBA, our zone needs to be a lot tighter like theirs.
I agree. That our zone is so weak. Our zone is so, and that's what I didn't like about it, was because it was very passive. And I thought, for not to say for once, but I thought we were up. I thought we were great. You know who else plays out of position? And it's fascinating watching it. Doc had Jericho Sims guarding Hawkins.
Yeah.
And I'm full court.
94 feet.
And I'm like, bro, what? I don't know how we getting away with this stuff, man. I'm like, and again, but that's the other reason why Miles Turner can't do that. He just can't. And so again, I don't know how much you can get away with that in if you're in sort of playoffs. I don't know how you can get away with it. But we get away with it sometimes, and Jericho, sometimes he gets cooked. But that ain't his. I mean, if Jaquez had whooped his ass all night, I couldn't say anything about it, because that's not in a position that he's supposed to be in, and that happens all the time with AJ Green too. He's not in a position he's supposed to be in. But yeah, man, I don't know.
And he guarded. My bad. He guarded one of the best grifters in the NBA, and damn, I forgot my man's name. My man from Miami.
Norm?
All-Star. Norm Powell, yeah. One of the biggest grifters in the NBA right now. Like, he draws fouls. He's on the thing that they showed the tape for Damian Lillard doing, he does that now. And AJ was out of position and made some bad fouls tonight. I'll give you that. But so did Ryan Rollins. So did Oos. Like, that's what this cat, he drew fouls on Sims. But my last point on Sims, 94 feet, checking a 3. This kid is a different type of athleticism.
Yeah.
And that is, you can't teach that. That's God's ability right there. Sorry, JT. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Biggest win of the year.
Listen, man, I would much rather have these conversations after a dub than the frustrating conversations after a loss that can't nobody figure out how the hell does that happen. I would much rather have these conversations after a win against the Heat than a damn loss against the Wizards, right? So, brother, what I'm saying to you is feel your excitement. Let it out. Let it out. Because I still think that most of the problems we have now are good problems to have because we have solutions.
Yeah, no, I said global executives get up off Miles Turner. He was out due to he wasn't out. He was playing tonight. Whatever the hell he was doing. And I know, like say he had the calf issue or whatever. But again, if you're gonna be out on the floor, man, and maybe he was on a minutes restriction. Maybe he was on a minutes restriction. Maybe that's why he didn't play 20 minutes. But again, there are just times where it doesn't look good. And again, I do like his fit better with Giannis. So I mean, maybe that helps it out a little bit, and that remains to be seen. I'm wondering when Giannis comes back. I'm assuming we got to be close. I know they asked Doc before the game. Giannis had played 4-on-4, and they asked him was the next step to play 5-on-5, and Doc was like, "Well, you really don't need to play 5-on-5." So he almost it does seem like Giannis' return is imminent. Remember, he got hurt on the 23rd of January. He himself said it'll be 4 to 6 weeks. We're going to be at 5 weeks, I believe, on Friday. But he had the MRI on Saturday, so we're somewhere in that. We're in that 4 to 6 weeks. In that 4 to 6 week mark. Now I'm assuming it's going to be I'm assuming it's going to be sometime in between now and then and next week is when I believe it's going to happen. But
Chicago
yeah.
Bulls game.
Do we have an
That's my
update?
predictor.
No, there's been an update. There hasn't been a timetable outside of the fact that he's played. He has progressed to playing 4-on-4.
I guess
If you look at his IG, he's dunking and he's hooping. It looks like in those IG clips.
Well, the question that I have, and again, I already know the answer to this. He comes back. They're going to do some sort of minutes restriction. You're not just going to bring him back.
Sure.
It's going to be a minutes restriction. So when you say there's a difference between Giannis being back, having a presence on the floor, which I'm excited for because I want to see Giannis with Cam. I want to see Giannis with these guards who seem to have turned the corner here. I want to see Giannis. I want to see how Giannis gels with some of these guys. If he's on the court with Dang, if he's on the court with some of these other, I do. I want to see how that looks, how that fits right into the puzzle. Having said that, I'm expecting maybe a prolonged ramp up here. You can't play with calves. You can't play with these type of injuries. So, I'm wondering if maybe, you really aren't seeing the true unleashed Giannis till closer towards the end of March, right? Like because if he comes back, if we think it's another week or two, I'd imagine that for those first 5 games back, you got to have a minutes restriction, right?
You would think so, but again, at this point, you are fighting for your proverbial playoff life at this point. Like all these games are very important, and again, I don't know when do you unleash it. Is that in the play-in? Is that when it's about to be mathematically? You're getting close to not being able to make it. Like at what point is it? It's Giannis or bust. I don't know. I'm just asking.
I mean, yeah, but I feel you. It's got to be. At what point is it Giannis or bust? But on the same note, if there's a legitimate fear that we could pop that Achilles, then that's a different issue altogether. Right? Like that's a different issue altogether. So I don't know. I'm just saying, like maybe there's got to be a bit of a ramp up. But what I really hope is that if he can play 20 to 25 minutes. You don't need him to go 38 minutes. You don't need him to play 40 minutes. You have enough guys around you to where, you can split out the load a little bit.
Well, then, and I keep saying it over and over again, Giannis has got to be watching his team. This is how they got to play. This is how you can't I've seen more movement from the basketball. Again, not a criticism on Giannis. But I've seen much more ball movement without him on the floor than in these last 4 weeks or so than we've seen when he'd been playing. And I know his whole thing was, I want the ball. I'm telling you, there is a happy medium. And again, I'm sorry, but I got to give credit to Doc Rivers and his coaching staff. The offense looks purposeful now. There is a purpose to which the offense plays, and if you can, and like there is that whole thing. I thought the breaking point was KPJ dribbled 500. He had 500 dribbles. There is a place between 500 dribbles and Giannis basically running the entire show, and I think KPJ's got to find that, and I think it can't be so Giannis centric that that you lose sight of what you're trying to do. And again, Giannis, he's gonna get his buckets because that's just part of it. But I'm telling you, if you move the ball and play like OKC moves the ball and plays the right, Shea gets 30 every night. so there's a way to do this and make it so that the Bucks are still in a good position and you're still running offense. And again, I said over and over again, it's not just about when he's on the floor because they probably will score when he's on the floor. It's about when he goes off. You can't have guys who stand around all night and then all of a sudden Giannis goes off the court and now we got to move the ball. Like it's just not going to work.
I think Giannis can play well with the ball movement and the guys on this court, though, that are on the court now and on the team now. I think we saw it with a Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton team. If he trusts you, it's a lot like Aaron Rodgers, right? You just talk about Rodgers, he didn't trust his wide receivers. If Giannis trusts the guys that are on the floor with him, and I don't think in the beginning of the year, and this is just my speculation here, he trusted those guys. Now he sees these guys can hoop, and he's going to fit in, and he's going to move the ball, and he's going to cut, and he'll still get his 30. He got his 30 when Middleton and Holiday were here, and he got it before those guys with a Jabari Parker who was supposed to be the one, and Giannis was supposed to be the two. So I think we're going to be fine, and we're going to move that ball, and Giannis is going to move that ball because, hey, he is the greatest player on the earth, so he can carry a team, but he's much more effective when he doesn't have to do everything. And I think KPJ showing that what he can do, Rollins, and now you can have him step off the floor, and guess what? If he sits the whole third quarter, you can have a Pete Nance come in, you can have a Oos come in, you can have all these guys come in that can contribute, and now we're in the deep. We're deep. We're so deep. Pete Nance couldn't even get on the floor tonight, and he's a good basketball player.
Yep. Before you, JT, I just want to answer because Clayton said I thought the problem was the non-Giannis minutes, and I've tried to explain this before, but just really quick, correct. But what from my observation, what I'm seeing is if you're out there on the court and we're all standing around outside the three-point line and we're waiting on Giannis, back down, we wait, and Giannis passes the ball, and we're just waiting to basically catch and shoot because that's the whole offense. Right, well, or Giannis muscles his way in for a bucket, and all right, we go back down, play defense, and we come back down, we do the exact same thing. What I'm saying is, I'm being facetious, I'm not saying this every time, but if that's the way you're playing, everybody stand around and watch KPJ and Giannis do work, and every 5 possessions I might get the ball, and I gotta stand. Like I said, that may work for AJ Green, where AJ Green can stand around the perimeter and just wait for a shot. Oh, I'm open and pull. That might, but every player is not like that. And I think, matter of fact, I think with what we've seen is the Bucks their shot profile has shifted a little bit. I think they tried to create a team that just waits on Giannis and shot threes all night. And that hadn't really worked. But to your point, when you say, well, it's about the non-Giannis minutes, when Giannis goes off the floor and all you've done for the first 7 minutes of the game is stand around and wait for a shot, it is very hard to train your brain to now we're about to, okay, now we got to move the ball and we cutting it. You can't do, it's not going to work. It's just like in the game. Sometimes teams, we talk about JT out, when buttholes get tight in the games, and all of a sudden you've been moving the ball all game, and for whatever reason, last 5 minutes, everybody playing ISO. It's like why did we do? And it's like once you get in that mindset of ISO, I got to score, or we haven't scored in 3 possessions. All right, once you get in that mind, it's hard to turn it off. So once you get that mind frame of this is okay, we just playing ISO ball, then that's like, if you ain't got the ball in 6 possessions, you ain't got the ball. When you finally get it, what you gonna feel like you need to do? I got it now. Now I gotta cook. Cause if I pass, I ain't getting it. If I pass it now, I'm not getting it back till we get down the court at least 4 more times. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, it's a part of Giannis, but also it's the non-Giannis minutes too. Because for 7 minutes they were on the floor BSing around, and now he goes off the court and it's like, and they were just watching him, do all the work. It's like if you did a group project, one guy did all the work, and now all of a sudden he's sick on the day you're supposed to present. The hell you supposed to do now? Because you didn't do any of it, and now it's time to present, and oh shit, he's sick. Damn, you can't turn it on like that. That's what I'm talking about when we talk about the non-Giannis minutes.
I think a good valuable thing you got on this bench that you didn't have on this bench prior to Giannis's injury is Cam Thomas. So you got a walking bucket now. So Giannis can go to the bench And if all else hits the fan, get that ball to Cam and get the hell out of his way. He gonna get a bucket for you. Like, I'm so excited, and we just gotta get. Hey, man, I'm crazy, I'm wild, I'm a homer, yada yada yada. We'll get all that out the way so y'all can kill me now. I think by April 1st, this team will be above 500, and we will be the 7th seed by April 1st.
So what I like though, and Justin, you know what? I don't think you're wrong. I'm saying I don't think you're wrong at all at this point with the way this team is rolling and the way us finding ways to win games that we should, right? And not finding ways to lose. And I think at this point, this team is only getting better. I look at this squad. This squad is only accelerating. They're not stalling. They're not stalling out. They're not spinning out. Nothing. They are only accelerating, and it seems like getting better every few games. The thing that I really like about this team, and you guys have talked about it in a minute, though, and I can't harp on this enough, we've got legitimate competition at a lot of spots. There is competition at a lot of spots. For a long time, we've been in a situation where we're hoping that some of these bench guys can contribute. We really are. And y'all remember, those of y'all who've been around this thing for a minute, y'all remember when the only real bench contribution you was getting was Bobby? He was like, man, our bench points, man, we were heavily reliant on Bobby Portis to do the bulk of that heavy lifting. And now we got so many guys who can chip in, give you something. It's impressive. It's great. And it's getting to a point to where minutes are going to get competitive. It's going to be tough. It's going to, but that's not just in the bigs position. That's going to be in the guards position too, right? Because at some point, look at it. Gary Trent at this point is we're going to see a whole lot of DNPs out of Gary Trent.
Harris, yeah.
Gary Trent, Gary Harris.
He was our second best player last year at times.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And these brothers don't even need to put their jersey on in the first half. They literally, hey, listen, y'all ain't touching that court in the first half. It don't matter. Hey, you can sit there in the t-shirt and in the shooting shirt if you want to. None of that.
JT, I tried to give my Gary Trent Jr. jersey to Goodwill. They gave that shit back.
Oh man, that's what I'm saying. Like, you look at this and you look at these guys, but keep in mind, we were relying on them 6 weeks ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago. We were relying on these guys to get out there. And now we got legitimate competition in the position to where we don't. If they're playing at this point, we're either up by a lot or there's a major problem. So, that's just something to think about, right? And that's something to think about how much better we've gotten, how much we've established competition at each position, how many guys we have that can contribute and give you buckets every night. And I think when Giannis comes back, would y'all say this is probably one of the more arguably most balanced team he's had since he in the last 5 years?
Most balanced? That's a good, yeah.
I'm not saying like most balanced team that I think Giannis has had in a long time. So what does that look like? What does that look like when he comes back and he touches the court? What does that look like? I'm excited. I think we have a lot to be excited about as Bucks fans over this next month.
So I'm going to take it a little bit further. I'm going to say that outside of the championship team and the team that came back after Middleton got hurt, this might be the best Bucks team we've had with the correlation of the way things are trending and stuff like that. And what we would see with those previous Bucks teams is they would peak very early and they would, we'd number 1 seed, number 2 seed, whatever the case may be. But I like the fact that this team had to get it out the mud. That means you're going to appreciate this more. And JT, to further expand on your point, remember when Bobby was the only bench person and we would come in here and Trey would be pissed off at Bobby and the chat would be pissed off at Bobby? There's not even any more conversation of black hole Bobby anymore because he trusts these guys too. And that may have changed. I would love to hear Brian Butch, our guy over there with Locked On Bucks, because Butch is probably one of the biggest non-Bobby fans in the world. And I think Bobby's game has had a metamorphosis. Like, if you're not excited to be a Bucks fan, damn, dog, I don't know what's going to get you excited. And Mickey, my guy, like, everybody sucks on the team except for Giannis. We got to buy this brother a beer or something. JT, put a back card out, man. Get the brother a beer. He mad as hell, and we winning basketball games. Like you said, at the start of the year, we lose by 20. We go down 9 to a team like this in the fourth quarter. It's a 20-point loss. The Toronto's game was an outlier. Sorry, Trey. I keep jumping off. I'm so excited, man. I'm just excited.
I think you should be. And again, you talk about it. I was getting a little nervous Because you're right, and I don't, Miami jumped on us to start the third quarter. They won the quarter by 9, I believe, and then they jumped on us to start. They jumped on us to start the fourth too. Yeah, they were up. They were like 11 or something in the 4th, and then it was, you talk about AJ Green. It was AJ Green 3, and then a Bobby Portis 3 that really turned that turned the tide and turned that thing around for the Bucks in the 4th, and there was an onslaught right after that, and I think they won the quarter. The Bucks won the 4th by like they won the 4th. That was their best offensive quarter and their best defensive quarter. They won the 4th 39-24. At the end of the day, that's a like, if you're a Miami, that's a really bad loss if you're a Miami Heat fan. That is a very bad loss, because if you're the Heat, you're fighting. That's the thing. All these games, you're fighting for your play-in lives as well. They're the 8th seed right now. Really the only team that is, like I said, the Philly, you're still in play slightly. It's getting late to get to that 6th spot. You're 6 games out of 6th with, what's 25 and 31? What's that? 56 games?
56, yeah.
So how many is that left? What do you have, like 27 games left, 26 games left? 6 games out. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough to do if you want to get there, but it's in play, depending on how well you play down the stretch here. I want to shift gears and ask you guys, because we talked about this before we got on the air right now, to KPJ, and I'm interested for the chat as well to tell us, like, what is if the Bucks were to bring him back, like, what is his value? What is his value around the league? I believe, don't quote me, I believe the most they can actually pay him is, because I think they have some kind of bird rights on him. I think they play $15 million is somewhere around what I believe they could pay him. But what is his actual value around the league? I mean, it's interesting because he's been injured a lot this season, and another big thing, he went down to ankle. I was like, damn, I feel like he went out and came back, so that was big. But like, he's been injured for a decent amount this season. But when he had, a stretch where, turnovers were a little rough. And now it seems like he's playing some really, really good basketball. Like, what type of value do you put on a KPJ? How, like, where, and again, what is he, like 20? What is he, 26?
Mm-hmm. He's still a young man.
Yeah, like where do you assess his value? Like, what do you think he's worth on the open market?
What does Giannis make right now?
Giannis? Giannis like, what does he make? Like 50 million, something?
Okay. What does Miles Turner make?
Miles, I believe, is like 25.
But we're not talking about like what the salary cap and all that can hold, just what his value is, correct?
Yeah, because I think when you talk about value, it's really gonna be what is that around the league. So
go ahead, JT.
So look at it like this, right? Look at it like this. What is his value? I understand there was some off the court stuff that may have dampened his value. I understand getting back into the league. I get all of that.
JT, say allegedly.
But allegedly, right. But you look at the way this guy plays, and you're telling me, Colin Sexton gets paid $18 million a season. You telling me you telling me that from a basketball perspective, Kevin Porter Jr. can at least knock on the door. Dennis Schroeder gets $15 million a season.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
KPJ can't exceed that. I mean, like, I just refuse to believe that Kevin Porter Jr. at the minimum is not an 8-figure per year guy. Like there's I'm talking about valued around the league.
Kobe White is 3 years, 36. So he's about average salary, annual salary around $12 million a year.
3 for 36, so 12. Yeah. So my guess is, being fair with looking at the totality of the situation, Kevin Porter Jr.'s value is probably somewhere between 12 and 20 million a season. It's got to be somewhere in that number. I think, being realistically with how well he's played, his age, what he can do, a lot. I mean, it's got to be somewhere between 12 and 20, right? Like, you can't tell me his value's 8. And that doesn't mean he wouldn't accept that from Milwaukee, stay another year in Milwaukee, healthy Giannis and everybody else, boost his value up and really try to get an even bigger bag that next year. But as of right now, I mean, I just can't see a world where people are not willing to pay KPJ somewhere between $12 and $20 million a season.
So I signed him for 2 for 30 with a player option, with the under the table conversation that once we get closer to the end of this Dame stuff, when we get off some of these other contracts, we giving you not a max. I don't know if he's a max. I don't know if he's where Giannis's salary is.
No,
but I definitely know he is more valuable. And this is no shade, because I think Miles Turner is very valuable, and I think Miles is going to play a lot better basketball. He's just been off. That's okay. He had a terrible night tonight. But I think he's worth more than Miles, but less than Giannis. I truthfully think if I can see Norman Powell make an All-Star game, and there's a couple other workman guys that have made the All-Star game, if what Bobby said in that post game is true, that he's a gym rat, like, this kid is going to be an All-Star game. And, I'm thrilled to have him in Milwaukee. The guys that I don't let leave, I don't let him leave. I don't let Oos leave. I don't let Jericho leave.
I'd love to keep Cam around if we could. I'd love to.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially if maybe he's a little bit cheaper. For some reason, I don't know. I very strange on this exit from Brooklyn. I don't know why nobody wanted. I can understand from a size perspective and defensive liabilities here. Boy, is there a chance that we can get Cam Thomas on the Ryan Rollins deal? That would be crazy if we could get Cam Thomas, even if it's 3 for $15 million.
Remember, Cam turned down 2 years, 30. That's what he turned down from Brooklyn.
Before he got cut.
Before that was like in the offseason. He basically bet on himself, and he got hurt and basically got out of rotation, and they cut him. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know that he's gonna get more than 2 years, 30 anywhere else. So that's interesting. That remains to be seen. There's another guy which I don't know what his value is either. And for him, to me, the thing that pegs him a little bit lower, even though he's a bucket, than KPJ and Ryan Rollins, is the fact both of those guys are. Now again, I will say, for what it's worth, I think Cam Thomas has given effort on the defensive end, but he's just not as skilled a defensive player as either one of those guys.
Is he a better defensive player than Damian Lillard? Sorry, JT. Boy got that whiskey going in the cup. He got that celebration.
Is he better defender than Dame? Right now, yes, because Dame. Right, yeah. From what I've seen in this sample size, yes, he's a better defender right now than what I saw from Dame. Dame just didn't give the effort. Now Dame would swipe, poke his head in there, see what he could do. But yeah, and there were moments where Dame gave the effort. But right now, I feel like Cam Thomas in limited minutes, I feel like I see him put in the effort that is at least acceptable.
So what I was going to say about the point guard conversation and the point guard compensation, talking about that, when you look at the value of KPJ and you look at shooting guards, you look at Cam Thomas, the point guard conversation is really tough because I said 12 to 20 million is probably KPJ's value, but you didn't realize Terry Rozier makes 24 million a year. Is Terry Rozier a significant upgrade over KPJ? I don't know about that, right? Fred VanVleet makes 25 million. Is he a significant upgrade over KPJ?
Well, hang on now. You gotta remember what those guys have done.
I understand what they've done, but DeJounte Murray makes 29 million a season.
I remember what he did, what he was doing. There was a moment where DeJounte Murray was absolutely.
That boy was so cold. He had NBA YoungBoy baby mama.
Man, DeJounte Murray, and I get it, right? Derek White at 30 million a season. I understand all that, but I guess what I'm saying, Emmanuel quickly.
Dude from Boston.
Derek White, again, he won a championship.
I I'm hearing you, but
And a big time
what-
defensive player. He was a cog on a team that was.
I'm hearing
What did
you,
Quickly
right?
make?
I guess what I'm saying is when you talk about this market and you ask, all right, where does KPJ rank from a salary perspective? When you look at age, you look at production, you look at how well he plays, you look at potential, you look at all this other stuff. You know, when you see some of these guys and what they're getting paid, is KPJ worth $20 million less a season than Derek White? Is
No.
KPJ worth $10 million less per season than Terry Rozier?
No.
That's where that conversation gets interesting when it talks about what kind of offers, what kind of market would KPJ have. That's my whole thing. It's like,
Well, but it's what those guys got. But it's the market though. It's the market that those guys had when they got the deal. Like Kyle Kuzma makes $20 million. He ain't worth $20 million right now.
That's true.
And he wouldn't get $20 million when he comes up for his deal. He'll be on expiring next year. Whatever next contract Kyle Kuzma gets, it ain't gonna be close to. So just because you are making that money today, because of a contract you got 2 or 3 years ago, don't necessarily mean. I see what you're saying, but that doesn't mean that's where. Like right now, if the Bucks could do it all over again, they would not pay Miles Turner $25 million. They wouldn't do it. Not based on production you've seen, but for the next 4 years, that's what he's gonna make.
So I got a couple. Have you looked at the chat?
You were about to go to JT
on this, and I think you got some really interesting points in here.
JT, wait, real quick. You were about to give Emmanuel Quickly salary too. What was his?
So Quickly's salary. This is where $32.5 million
a year.
Per if this is right, 32.5.
No way.
Wow.
Hang on. Let me.
I gotta look at that.
I'm on front office. Let me check the contract.
He did give us 32 Sunday. That's crazy.
Wow, they gave him. He got 5 years, 162.
Yeah. So quickly making $32.5 million a year.
Hold on. I ain't watched the Raptors. No, let me look at his stats. That's crazy.
He gave us 32 points.
I know he
Sunday.
did. I know he did.
What's his stat line for the year? One of y'all got a stat line?
He's averaging 17. He's averaging 17, 6, and 4.
Yeah, KPJ's better than him. Sorry.
So
he's better.
Now, for what it's worth, for what it's worth, Ime Quickly also has to play behind. As far as from a pecking order, he plays behind Scotty Barnes and
Ingram
for shots.
But that's why that don't make no damn sense. You paying him that kind of bread, and he was your third option at best.
Who gave him that money? Did Toronto give him that money, or did New York give him that money before?
I think Toronto gave him that money.
Toronto gave him that money. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I guess my point in looking at this though is, again, what is the gap between Emmanuel Quickly and KPJ? You can't tell me that that's a $20 million gap between them. You can't tell me that Quickly's worth $30 million and KPJ is worth $10 million. That's crazy.
Who y'all taking
now? Looking at the market now.
That's a good point from James Moore. He says Toronto has to overpay because hardly anyone wants to play in Canada. And for a while, remember that the Bucks used to have to do that too with their role players. They were making guys that were really threes. They had to pay them number two player type money because guys didn't want to come because guys don't want to come to Milwaukee. So so they have Giannis now. So you kind of. Bobby will take a hometown discount and those kind of things.
John Talman.
But yeah,
if you can get, I like that, a 2-year, $30 million deal. Maybe you give him a player option in the second year of that or something, or maybe you give a team.
And these guys in chat, Moniker and Liger HD, making good points here about bad contract. Don't forget, some of these deals that we're talking about happened pre the new CBA, where now everybody is so concerned about this apron. And so now that deal don't look as good. Those are good points from the chat. That if I give you, the deal you got was before first, second apron kind of things happen, and everybody's trying to shed salary and get rid of these guys with these high numbers. So that's great points from the chat.
Thanks, CJ McCollum.
Yeah, exactly.
Boom.
Yeah.
Hey, so let me ask y'all a question real quick.
Go ahead.
And don't forget, I got something to look around. I want to ask y'all because it happened on one of them collegiate podcasts, and I just want to get y'all two brothers' things because I was arguing with one of my golf teammates about this. I'm a foreshadow. This how you do it, JT. You the radio expert, man. You and Trey. So I want to talk about this a little bit. All time ever Carolina versus UConn team. See what y'all brothers think. But so if we had to start our team right now from scratch, right, and we obviously got Big 34 on the roster. If you could have one of the two, are you going quickly or are you going KPJ?
I'm going KPJ based on I'm going KPJ.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking KPJ over quickly at this point.
That's fair. I'd go KPJ too. And just real quick before we go on, Trey, I just wanted to make sure because my guy JT, John Tyus, ESQ for y'all that don't know, put them respect on that name, all them initials. Them Arizona Wildcats pulled out a dogfight tonight and went to Baylor and won underman again. That's 2 wins underman. We're going to have this Cream City crossover bracket challenge, I'm assuming, again.
Yeah,
so,
we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
We definitely doing that.
Yeah, we're going to do it
JT,
for sure.
Y'all want to buy it? Crossover buy. Y'all want to just do $10? Y'all want to do? And let the chat jump in. What y'all want to pay on the bracket? Y'all want us to do what? 2 challenges or something? Or what y'all want? What y'all want? $5 buy-in, $10 buy-in?
I think last year we did 10. I think last year we did 10. I think we did 10 last year.
I think we had like 50 people.
Yeah, it was decent. It was decent. So yeah. It was decent. But yeah, we will, just for the chats, everybody knows we did a bracket challenge last year. We will do another bracket challenge this year for March Madness. Yeah, we should figure out what we want to do buy-in. Yeah, we'll figure that out. So that'll be cool.
You want the conference champ picks? Or no, I don't know if y'all follow it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm doing all that. But yeah, listen, man, tonight was a good night for the Bucks. 128-117, beating down the Miami Heat. Anything else on the night before we go to Twitter and game balls? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Oh, Twitter got the stuff back. It was good. They got the I didn't realize.
Tweet it?
Yeah, the shot. I didn't realize they finally got the stuff back. But yeah, anything else you guys want to get at before we go to Twitter?
Comment one quick thing on Bam Adebayo.
Go ahead.
The development of his game, that jump shot is serious. And he's turned into a 3-level scorer. I was immensely impressed with him. I understand maybe that's why Hero didn't start tonight because he's on a minutes restriction. But those guys they had playing in front of him, those guys were bums. What are they, Parsons? How do you know dudes they? The other, the which I call it the Temu version of Tyler Hero, the white boy that had turned over. Yeah, that dude is garbage, man. Tyler should start. Free Tyler Hero.
Yeah, I think he's on the men's thing too, though. I thought Ware should have played more. To be honest with you, I thought he was good tonight. I thought, especially when the Bucks had Bobby in, like I thought he could dominate the glass and. So I didn't understand why, but again, Spo seems he's had some issues against him all year, but I thought they could have played that much better. Let me see. I just want to see how many minutes Norm Powell played tonight. I'm just curious. Norm Powell played. He played 29 minutes. Yeah, in the game again. Maybe they feel secure in where they are in the play-in. I don't know if they have another game tomorrow or something too. But yeah, to me, it was an important win for the Bucks. But 30 minutes, and I feel like Norm Powell could have played some more minutes too.
And kudos to him, man. He's really developed his basketball game as well, man. Like to go from and Marcus Johnson alluded to a lot on the broadcast. And shout out to Marcus, man. 70 years old, slamming the ball. Trey about to get some hate saying he's dunking on the 8.5-foot rim.
Now, hey, you know what else I noticed too?
What?
You don't know?
No.
You notice he pulled a Tom Brady. He got I don't know if it's I don't know if he got arthritis. I don't know if his hand maybe his hand shrink a little bit, but he deflated the ball so that he could grip it. So if you notice when he dunk, go back and watch it. When he dunk it, the ball don't bounce at all. So I was like, oh, he trying to make sure you get the grip in. So listen, man, I catch it all. But again, 70 years old dunking, I give him credit for it.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Chris Shaw's finest.
You gotta give him a break, man. That's seven decades in this joint.
I'm just saying.
Hey, listen, if I could touch the net on an 8-foot rim at 70, Lord, I hope I make it to 70. That's an amazing accomplishment, man.
Touch the net on an 8-foot rim. The net on an 8-foot, brother. How?
At
Hey, man,
70?
sometimes these people be like this,
I
bro.
know, 70. Some people, I get Marcus credit. So how tall is Marcus? He's 6'8"?
He's 6'8", yep.
Touch the net on an 8-foot rim. Come on.
At 70?
Touch the
70,
net.
JT.
I don't know.
70?
70? 70? Some people ain't even standing up
Brother.
straight, JT. Some
Yeah, facts.
He could be in a
Yeah.
wheelchair,
Much better
JT.
than
You could be incapacitated. You could
On
hey,
an 8-foot, guys, that's absurd.
if
Touch
you're
the
in
net on
a
an
wheelchair, you ain't
8-foot rim.
touching nothing.
Touch your net on an 8-foot. As long as you don't wake up
Facts.
dead, you can touch the net on an
Well, I
8-foot
don't
rim.
know.
That's silly.
I don't
JT,
know.
there's people that don't even, like he said, you could be in a wheelchair, and like here, let me let y'all in the person. Let me let you in. Let me let you in on the inside thing.
The net, even sitting down, you can
Hold
probably
on.
touch the net on an 8-foot rim.
Hold on,
an
JT.
8-foot rim,
Hold
what's
on.
the width of the net? A foot long, so that means you're only going to be able to touch 7 feet.
Let me connect the dots. I'm gonna let y'all into Justin's life. I was diagnosed with diabetes at 18 months old. I've been a lifelong diabetic. So if I can touch that net at 8 and 70 years old, that means I got all my limbs. I'm good. So hey, man.
I can respect that.
Yeah, man. Somebody woke up dead this morning.
Listen,
Let me get a
Yo.
testimony.
You
Come
know what,
on
man?
now.
You know what? To support you, sir, if I can make it to 70 years old and I can touch that net, I will do what I can to lift you up to make sure you can touch that.
All right, now you
My
picking people
dog.
up at 70.
If
Okay.
If needed.
All right.
If needed.
My dog.
Yeah, man, come on, man. We gotta share the love, man.
Yes,
You know?
yeah.
You gotta
There we
be there.
go. All right, there we go. All right.
As long as y'all got draws on and pants, some of y'all, dudes get old and just walk around the house and they draws all the time. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gonna try and keep the clothes on.
Well, I'm type 1. That's why sometimes y'all see me looking down. I'm looking down, getting my insulin levels because some of y'all in the chat be pissing me the hell off and make my blood sugar go up. Hey, James, appreciate the compliment on the hat too. I saw it, big dog. Hey, man, I'm just excited, man. I'm up tonight, man. I'm
As
gonna
you
wake the
should
whole
be.
house up. Everybody sleep. I'm yelling. I don't care. I'm gonna hear it in the morning. How you make on it? I don't give a damn. This team is a playoff team. Hey, man, we gonna shock the world. Let's shock the world.
We might have a playing game to go to in Charlotte. All right,
let's do it.
I'll be there for that. All right, let's go to Twitter, see what they're talking about. At Sunk345 says KPJ would have been an all-star by now if he had the right guys around him to keep him steady on and off the court. I knew he was like that since he dropped 50 on the Bucks in 2021. We are seeing the evolution into star talent, already a much better passer than earlier in the year. At Wisconsin, HFC says, good response to Sunday's debacle. Wins fix everything. Miles Turner needs to get his head out of his ass and do the dirty work that a number 5 has to. Plays like someone half his size. Good game, Bobby. KPJ is great. Rollins was clutch down the stretch. At AZip70 says KPJ and Rollins were off the charts tonight. What a great team win. Turner and Green have become such liabilities. At Porquet No Gooey says no more tank commander nonsense. They are capable of good ball. Need to overcome Doc and wait for GA, but they can win games. At Twin Fo Life 09 says KPJ is truly special. Great win for the Bucks. I'm loving how Sims has developed into a great piece. His rebounding is much needed in place of Turner. Could Miles be flipped this offseason? A few more here. At Michael 51, bunch of numbers, says KPJ and Ryan were great down the stretch. KPJ especially, they can just turn it on when the need is there. At Cancun on 3 says our guard room is super elite. And the last one here says from eRyan99 says shout outs to Scoot, man, 32-7 on a bad ankle. He should get the game ball, aka winning player, aka clutch. So that's what we got from Twitter. From Twitter there. Any thoughts on what's happening on Twitter before we go to game balls?
Where the Wisconsin kid at, man? We out there slumming it up. We in the projects. He nowhere to be found. We done moved on up to Section 8 out the projects, and we playing good. It's positive. He ain't got nothing to say no more. But I thought Twitter was great. The game ball thing was excellent. I think that I'm gonna move on where I was gonna go now because of you, homie. But hey, it's good when Twitter is positive. It's good when the chat is positive. It's good when the only thing we can do in the chat is we can talk about how bad Doc is. I feel like that's low-hanging fruit, and we can pick on AJ Green. Hey, JT, I'm so gosh darn excited tonight, man. It's like, Chris, like this is what we've been waiting for all year, man. It's like JT dating advice. It's like you've been chasing that bad thing your whole life. You finally got her. And I feel like we right on the cusp. In a couple weeks, we're going to get her a ring.
To echo your sentiment, Justin, I'm excited that we have something to be excited about. And, dare I use the age group word, but I mean, as Bucks fans, we kind of have some hope at this point. We got some hope at this point because you look at how good this team is, again, without Giannis. You look at how good this team is without Giannis. And I would argue this is probably the best Bucks team we've seen recently without Giannis, even including the championship year. Right? Like, just looking at how well everybody plays. I mean,
including champion. I don't know. That was Chris. Chris, Drew, Brooke was balling in.
Without Giannis?
Yeah, remember that?
With Giannis being out extended period of time.
JT, Giannis was out. He was out for the end of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Right. They beat the Hawks. Yeah. They finished the series without him.
Hey, I'll give you 20. I'll give you 23 for.
I mean, against the Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks. That's a good point, but I get excited sometimes. So fuck it. I'm just gonna go ahead and exaggerate. But the reality of it is, though, is
hey, JT, we up tonight, bro.
Man. Listen, I have hope. My feeling now is a lot different than my feelings 3-4 weeks ago, and you have a lot to be excited about for this team. You do have hope. This team, it's not a pipe dream to think that we could be a playoff team. It's not a playing team. It's not a pipe dream to think that we could be a playoff team at this point with the way these boys are balling. And, again, you saw the Heat a few years ago go from playing the championship and make it. I'm not by no means am I saying that this Bucks team is going to do that, but
I am.
I'm not convinced that we're not going to get in there and shake things up. And, I certainly look forward to that. We just got to stay the course. Got to keep chopping wood. Got to keep carrying water. Got to keep 1% better. Whatever trite saying you want to say, that's how you describe this Bucks team. And I think anybody who's watched this team over the last 3 weeks has to feel like, wow, we have improved and we are getting better. Again, we're still accelerating while some folks are slowing down.
Can we go back to that last show? Sorry, Trey. Can we go back to that last show? And we talked about who do you feel? Because every game, I feel like this can get better. So who in the East you scared of now? I think it was Boston.
Scared? I would say scared. I mean, again, Detroit's good.
Who can't we beat? That's a better question.
Who can't we beat?
Playoff series. 7 games.
Who can't?
Can't. Who can we not beat right now?
Listen, I'm not gonna say anybody we can't beat. Let me say this. Again, we don't have Giannis. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow. I would love to see how we play tomorrow against Cleveland. I'd love to see what we look like tomorrow against Cleveland. But again, this is a big one. Beating Miami. I don't think there's anybody you can't beat with Giannis and being fully healthy. I'm not saying you will beat him. I can't. Like, you can't beat. I can't look at the East and say there's anybody that you couldn't, that I couldn't see us going out and winning.
I think as of now, I think this East, I think we could be competitive against anybody in the East as constructed as of right now. I think we can be competitive. I don't know about do that, but I think a healthy Giannis, you put him back and you look at the way this team is playing, I think in the East we can compete with anybody in the East as of right now. I get that Boston, Jason Tatum comes back here, big if. And again, what we say about ifs, Trey?
Ifs with fifths.
We all be drunk. Ifs and buts. We're candy and nuts. We all have a Merry Christmas.
Christmas all year.
Absolutely right. And so I do think that we can compete with anybody right now. I ain't scared of New York. Not scared of Cleveland. Not scared of Boston. I'm not worried about Orlando. I'm not worried about Charlotte. I'm not worried about Atlanta. I'm not worried about Philly. I think this team, at its best, is much better than people are giving it credit for. And we just need these boys to go out there and keep showing it. Even if we lose tomorrow night, okay, fine. We lose tomorrow night. All right, get back out there on the horse. What? Next game, let's go.
I keep seeing people talking about the Toronto. Again, Toronto, to me, the only thing that, Toronto is a matchup issue for the Bucks without Giannis. You put Giannis in there, and I don't think it's a real matchup issue. You handle a lot of those issues. Like, that's a series where I think brute force of Giannis is way too much for them boys. That's what I would think about Toronto.
I mean, but the chat does have some credibility with that, though, because they did beat the brakes off of us without one of their all-stars as well. However, one of the things, to go back to Bobby's comments after the postgame, it was a horrible basketball game the Milwaukee Bucks played. Is Toronto that good and Milwaukee that bad? I think they're a lot closer. And Trey, to your point, you add Giannis into that. I just want to get there, man. Like, I want to get to this 7. I don't think we got to get all the way to the 6. I don't know if it's mathematically possible. I mean, the thing about that Philadelphia 76ers team, and I know they're kind of just coasting to the playoffs, but they're also one injury away from being a 10 seed, always. But, hey, man, this is a great time. 3 weeks ago, I thought I'd be the only one that thought we'd have a shot at the playoffs and the mathematical stuff, man. Now, hey, man, what'd your boy Michael Jordan say? Ceiling is the roof. Let's cook, baby.
Ceiling is the roof. Let's go game balls tonight. Where you guys head? I'll go first on the game ball because there's no way I'll go anywhere else with the game ball outside of KPJ in 36 minutes, 32 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 11 of 20 from the field, 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 8 of 8 from the free throw line, only 1 turnover. He was a plus 10. In the fourth quarter, he had 13 points. It was a phenomenal performance from KPJ all around. Thought he was great. Thought he that's what you're not always gonna get 32, 7, and 7, but they're nice where you got to come to play. And the Bucks absolutely did that. And I hope Giannis is watching and Giannis is looking at this like these are guys that I can see myself playing with, in the future and move forward this Milwaukee Bucks team. So KPJ gets my game ball tonight, a.k.a. call me Kevin, a.k.a. KPJ, a.k.a. didn't have the nails painted today, a.k.a. I got 30-piece for you, a.k.a. check me out in the clutch, a.k.a. ankle hurt, still came back, a.k.a. best guard on this team.
Who? You want me to go, JT? I'll go. I got to split my joint up. I got to split it up, man. I got too many guys on this team, man. I'm a fan. I'm a 3-way it out. No pause, no AO. Like we in a 3-way tonight, man. We gonna cook it up.
Definitely gonna pause that, brother. You said we in a 3-way tonight.
Big 3 man. All right, we'll call it the 3-man week. That might be more politically correct.
In the chat.
Hey, pull up.
Any ladies in the chat, what's old girl? What's old girl that backed on you? Maddie? Maddie?
I'm gonna go to my 3. I don't know what you're talking about, JT. I can't hear you breaking up over there. I'm gonna go. So, hey, first and foremost, man, I gotta go with my guy, man. I gotta go with the mayor, Big Bob.
Why you take mine? See, I should have went in front of you because I was gonna go with him. Oh, okay. All right.
That's what a lot of them say in the 3-way. They should have went in front of me. Pause.
Hey, yo. Oh, man.
But anyway, I'm gonna go Big Bob. Big Bob had an absolute amazing day. 5 for 10 for the 3-point line. Big shots. I was about to say big defense, but we'll leave that one alone. But I thought Bob was absolutely amazing tonight, man. 21 points off that bench. That's what we needed. This is what a leader is for us. Then if I cut it to the second part, I gotta go Jericho Sims, man. Like you play your role and play it to the best of your ability. Jericho absolutely amazing tonight, rebounding the basketball, doing everything he needs to do. And then, man, got to go to big homie, the guy that kind of drives the ship, Glenn Doc Rivers. Your best coaching performance of the season thus far. Shout out to my guy Tim Allen for the Brewers post game. Every game is our biggest win. So, AKA my big 3, us 3 versus any of y'all. AKA my coach can probably hoop better than your best player. a.k.a. Jericho. I ain't going to say a lot, but I'm going to rebound it and catch it off the rim, a.k.a. Big Bob on the ass. No pause.
One of the weirdest things about Dame is if you follow him on Snapchat, you follow him on this, he just would say that from time to time, and it was just like, okay, like I guess like it just was strange. Like I don't get it. He just randomly Big Bob on the ass. Like what? Like it just was just weird. I don't know. I don't know about that fella, man. You know, not to bash him. I'm just saying, like I was just one of the weirdest stuff. I didn't quite understand. You know, again, call me Unc status or not, but you know, it just was like weird how that came out. But I'm sure he's trying to big up his guy. I get it. I just it's a little different. Anyway, I'm going to do something that I typically don't like to do because you've already selected an individual. So again, I'm going to go with Bobby Portis. Very strong night from Bobby, and I like what I call his new role of being that presence off the bench, hitting his shots, not doing too much, not getting too reckless, not being Bobby Black Hole, not Bobby showing your ass, but being BP, that consistent, steady bench guy who comes in, hits his shots, doesn't do too much, does what's expected of him, and then gets out the way and lets other people create. Not a guy who has to come in and feel like, man, if I don't drop 20, my team's gonna really struggle. So, man. Salute to Bobby Portis, 100% well-deserved game ball tonight, a.k.a., again, we'll talk about it. What's he probably would already be the fourth or fifth most BP. Here we go. Gas, Black Planet, Back Page, Bill Parcells, right? And then maybe Bill Polian, if y'all are Colts fan, if you're a Colts Buffalo Bills fan, in there, Brad Pitt, got to throw him in there, and then get Bobby Portis, right? So let's say he cracks the top 6. Not bad for the brother from Arkansas, a.k.a. Bobby Portis. I wish my face was on a debit card used in the tip drill video because, those of y'all who are new to this thing, YouTube that tip drill after this show. A little bit wild. Nelly saying
best video ever.
You said what?
Best video ever.
Hey, right. Hey, you know what? Paul, so I'm gonna just for the young.
That's the real Black national anthem. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Uncut used to come on, and I told y'all we talked about this a few weeks ago. BET Uncut used to come on, and you would watch all these wild videos, and then right after that, church was coming on. Boy, church and King, if BET really needed to pay some bills, it'd be some infomercials on something like I don't know, maybe it'd be some exercise equipment or something weird, and then the church was coming on blaring. So all y'all who fell asleep in front of the TV, you was waking up, seeing some sort of televangelist, rapping, and that's just kind of how it went, right? So you washed yourselves of what you watched a little bit earlier, but man,
JT, 2 greatest uncut videos ever: that tip drill joint and the ludicrous pee popping, like the legendary.
Booty popping is the
No, that wasn't booty popping. It was a different pee.
No, I know.
Oh,
booty popping.
Hey, my bad, Trey. What's this dude? How you pronounce this? INFASIS. What's that spelling?
I don't know what's wrong with him.
Spo would probably beat Doc 1-on-1 though. Yo, dog. Hey, listen. I understand Doc gets a lot of heat for what he is as a basketball coach currently in this day, in the year of our Lord 2026. But you really need to Google what this dude was. He's a 1988 NBA All-Star. Get that boy out the film room, out of here. Spo ain't beating Doc at Marcus Johnson age in nothing. He can't hoop better. Doc Rivers is a legit NBA baller. And a Marquette legend, by the way. And Marquette won tonight. Just clear that up.
Oh, Marquette did win. That's right. They beat Georgetown. Yeah, man. I forgot my other. At this point, we get so sorry.
I messed you up. I'm sorry.
All right, let's go. Let's look around the league tonight. Lakers are up 2 right now over the Magic. That's somewhat important. I like to see the Lakers beat the Magic. For Milwaukee, 1 over the Magic. Timberwolves are up 3 in the fourth quarter over the Trailblazers on the cock. 76ers beat the Pacers tonight, 135-114. The Hawks beat the Wizards. The Mavericks beat the Nets. Thunder 45-14 beat the Raptors 116-107. Cavaliers took down the New York Knickerbockers. The Hornets beat the Bulls. Pelicans 113-109 over the Golden State Warriors. And it was the Boston Celtics over the Suns tonight, 97-81. One look around I had for me was did y'all see this dude? And I didn't even got dude name, so I'm not gonna. I think his name's like John Boston. I don't know. I can't remember his name. But anyway, the dude with Tourette's. Y'all see the dude with Tourette's who was at the BAFTA Awards and his Tourette's had him out here saying some crazy stuff. Who was it? It was the people from Sinners. It was who was up there? Justin Dunn cut his camera off. Who was it?
Something like that. Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. And
I try to be ABA friendly, man. I turn my camera off. I want to see me laughing.
So here's my the crazy thing is, so they're up, they're speaking or whatever, presenting an award or getting an award, I don't know. And you hear in the background, Buddy with his Tourette start doing his, he start ticking, and he threw out the N-word. So it looked real uncomfortable when it happened, whatever. But the crazy part is, not only did the BBC, who was the that's something else. Anyway, not but in BBC in this term is the television company. Anyway. So,
oh God, yeah.
So the television.
Some of y'all got that in the damn circle.
So the television company. Company, they didn't bleep it out, right? So they let it roll. And a lot of people were upset, but then a lot of people also were upset at the guy. Can't remember his name, but he comes out and basically, I think he has tried to apologize now, but when it first happened, he was like, "Yeah, I don't really apologize because it's involuntary. I do that kind of stuff. It is what it is." And there's been this big divide over the Tourette's and like how much of it is involuntary, how much of it is. Where do you fall? And I've seen a lot of people fall on the side of you can't be upset at him for saying that because it's involuntary. That's his tick. And I see a lot of people who are like, no, Buddy shouldn't even been there. And if you can't control yourself, he shouldn't have been there. And so, but it's funny because they're like, well, and if you say that, then the disabled community goes, well, you're an ableist. And so there's been a lot of discourse. I wonder where you fall. I'll tell you guys where I fall first. Like, here's the thing. I'm not saying it ain't real. I'm not saying it's not. It clearly is a thing because people do it. I've seen videos. It's got to be a thing. I do wonder if people embellish things a little bit. I'm not here to say whether they do or they don't. But here's what I will say, and JT, this comes up all the time for me in particular at work, because people need I do employment law. People need accommodations for a number of different things. And one of my favorite lines to throw back at HR or leads and accommodations group when they bring something to me, ask me something about something somebody's done, I always say is there is no accommodation for bad behavior. There is no accommodation for bad behavior. You got some mental health issues, we'll work with you. If you tear up the break room because you have mental health issues, I can't do anything for that. You got to go. You cussing people out on the floor because you had a whatever. I can work with a lot of different things. If you cuss out somebody, you got to go. And so in this situation, imagine you work wherever and somebody goes up to a customer and starts going oh, well, he just has the. No. That's not how that works. There is no accommodation for bad behavior. So if you can't handle yourself out in public or at certain events without doing that kind of stuff, then that's a problem. And the last thing I say on that, and that doesn't make me an ableist or anything. It just like there's some things that may not be for you. That just is what. Just like if you're in a wheelchair, you can't go play in the NBA. The NBA is not for you. You got to do something else. But the other thing I think is interesting is society picks and chooses what disabilities they are what disabilities are acceptable, what disabilities are not. Case in point, Kanye West. We know he has bipolar. He has all types of different issues. But when he walking around with swastikas and the Ku Klux Klan fit on, you got or when he's talking about the Jews, you gotta go, buddy. That's that you can't do concerts in North America in the United States and have that on your resume. And we've decided that we don't care that you have these diseases, that you have whatever mental health issues you have. We're just not gonna deal with you. And that's how that's gonna go. And so for whatever reason, saying the N-word in front of groups, we've decided, well, that disability we're okay with, or at least some people have decided that. But the same thing again, it's just to me, and it happens all the time, there's a line, you pick and you choose what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And it seems like there are times when it comes to black people and their feelings and how things are perceived on, when things happen to black people, you got to just take it. And that is what it is. And again, there are some groups out there that if he would have said whatever about that, it would not have just been, oh, it's all right, buddy said it. It is what it is. And again, I feel for him. You just may not be able to be in certain places. That's all.
Can I Kanye real quick before you answer, JT? This is why T's and Q's was the greatest radio show of all time. This is T's and Q's moment, though. So y'all in the chat, y'all about to get some real privilege right now. Go ahead, JT.
Let me just tell y'all. Let me just go ahead and clarify something for y'all real fast, right?
Uh-oh.
I just want to be real clear about this, right? John Davidson ain't shit, right? Let's just keep this thing a buck, right? John Davidson ain't shit, and let me tell you why. You did all this and showed your absolute ass at this damn award show during Black History Month, which, by the way, care about you don't care about, just makes the backdrop worse, right? You went out there and you yelling the N-word and all this nonsense. And when you were pressed about it, after you left, they didn't even kick you out. You eventually left on your own because you decided you showed your ass and then you felt bad. You didn't even apologize. You basically said to everybody, I got Tourette's, y'all got to deal with this. No, the hell we don't. No, the hell we don't. And you know why John Davidson ain't shit? Because he even said in the interview, I've been beaten within an inch of my life after I had a tick and I had to blow up on some woman and her boyfriend and some accomplishment. Well, they saw this whole thing in Variety magazine in this whole article, and they ain't learned a goddamn thing. John Davidson ain't shit. Let's just be real about this too. And I understand people got Tourette's. I understand people got tics. I understand you got disabilities. Man, complete cool. I understand it, right? But what that doesn't do is preclude me from being offended by your damn behavior that you blame on your disability. Listen, could he control it? Maybe, maybe not, right? But you knew damn well you subject to these outbursts. You knew damn well you can't hold that shit together. Brother, it might be a situation where you walk the damn red carpet and you watch this shit in another room by yourself. Seriously. You got a handler, you got this, you got that. But the fact that you were asked about it, you were pressed about it, and your dumb ass couldn't even come out your mouth with an apology based on all I got to say. Then you stupid ass still didn't even apologize, John Davidson. You said, can I get the number to Michael B. Jordan? Can I get his number so I can apologize to them personally? I mean, okay.
He was yelling at him out loud.
That's what I'm saying. Don't nobody know who you are, right? You want to think of who? That's who that was? Man, we good, right? No, you're not shit because you know you've had this condition for a while. You went out there, you showed your absolute ass. Michael B. Jordan and Delroy had the utmost amount of professionalism. Alan Cumming was like, what the fuck? Alan Cumming, the buddy, the host of the show Traders on Peacock. Alan Cumming was hosting the awards. He was like, yeah, bear with us. Like, yo, what is this? I mean, I'm sympathetic to people with disabilities. I get it. I completely understand that. I understand. After high school, I interned at the spot called the Virginia House, and I used to work with folks with disabilities and work on recreational therapy and do this. And so I learned a lot about that, right? And I'm sympathetic to it, and I understand that. But in this, John Davidson ain't shit. Again, let me just go ahead and tell you, he's not, right? I'm not bashing on people with Tourette's or anything, not. But this individual himself, I am judging and saying he ain't shit. I don't care whatever apology he's got. I don't care. What you need to do is go away. What you need to do is get lost. You know what you can get? Lost. I mean, I just can't. I can't with this dude. I'm embarrassed for him. I feel terrible for Michael B. Jordan and Delroy. I mean, they handled it well. Hopefully, this is the last time we hear of John Davidson, and we can all move on.
Well, coming from someone with an alleged disability, I don't think my stuff is disability. It just controls my diet or whatever the case may be. But there are times where, as a diabetic, your blood sugar gets so extremely low, you don't remember anything that you've said, done, anything like that. My dad is probably, when I was growing up, 6'4", 240. There have been times I body slammed him with a low blood sugar. In the immediate moment when you come back from that, you apologize. And I understand he wants to call Michael B. Jordan. He wants to apologize to him because he feels like he offended him. But there's a whole group of people that watch this show that you've offended as well. So, sir, you publicly said your irrational comments, so you publicly need to apologize, and it needs to be a genuine apology. And we'll give you the break of the Tourette's. But however, we can't give you the break of the aftermath of, JT eloquently said it, the bogus apology. Like, it's bogus. If you know you're wrong, this is what I teach my kids all the time, man. And I'm sure you gentlemen teach your kids. If you're wrong, apologize for it. Understand why you're wrong. Understand who you offended. And do your best to make it right with them. Can he control the stuff with Tourette's? I don't know. I've never experienced that. What I do know is when you come back, you're well aware of who you've offended. Do your best to fix it there. And I feel like that effort has been lackluster, to say a minimum.
And I mean, again, at this point, nobody wants your apologies. You should go away. Listen, man. On T's and Q's, for those of y'all who knew this thing, we used to have this segment called "You Are Trash." And we
you got it.
Every week.
Let's do it.
We talk about the people.
You're a bad man.
We talk about people every week who just did trash things, right? Brett Favre was one of them. Antonio Brown was frivolity another. And I think those are probably mentioned the most. But, at this point, the way this whole thing has been handled, this is low-key BAN status, right? Like seriously, this is up there. And those of y'all who don't know what BAN stands for, you can figure it out, right? I mean, literally, that's just kind of what this is. And I say that because you yelled all that stuff out, then you double down on it in your interview or whatever your follow-up thing is. Oh, I just have to apologize. Now you're like, I'll reach out to them privately. I bet you did, right? I mean, no, I can't. John Davidson got to go. He's got to go. I have no sympathy or empathy for him, not so much because of what he did, but because of the reaction. And I agree 100% with you, Justin. You said, look, you body slammed someone, you acted a certain way, you got low blood sugar, you struggled, you did this, but you apologize, you made that situation right? That's what we do, especially as men. That's what we do. Take accountability when we make mistakes, and we stand on that. And, John Davidson clearly can't do that. I don't know what it is, right? And he didn't get Tourette's yesterday. This ain't the first time we showed your ass. You can't tell me. I know it's not. In the interview, when you read it, he beat that ass. I know this is not the first time he showed his ass. It probably wasn't the first time he showed his ass that week. But, I mean, to basically say, oh, no, they got to deal with it. Everybody's got to deal with it. Let's have this condition. No, the fuck we don't. And what we don't have to do? Invite your ass. That's what we don't have to do. But, again, I'm just amazed that a guy who lives his life in the public as an actor, and this is kind of what he does, you couldn't just walk the red carpet? Couple chest taps, peace sign, get a peace sign, people, couple chest taps, peace sign, keep this thing pushing, watch it somewhere else. You just kicking it in the middle of the room, hoping that you don't have an episode, hoping that you don't start wilding out. Your people don't love, your agents don't love you enough to be like, hey, brother, hey, we not sitting here with everybody else. Come on, man.
Yeah. No, like I said, I'm with you, man. I ain't got nothing else on it. I just thought it was just a wild thing, and the whole aftermath of it. And yeah, I just can't. Like I said, there's a whole bunch of people who, but there again, to your point, there are a lot of people who are on the side of, he can't do anything about it, and you gotta live with it. And so, yeah, like I said, no, you don't. No, you don't. That's all I got. Justin, JT,
I got my
look around. All right,
I got my joint, but I just wanted to shout out, y'all favorite lottery pick for BYU getting cooked by T. Fulks and UCF. I think they call them the Knights, but we call them the Milwaukee. We call them the Orlando, Tampa Panthers because a lot of the UW Milwaukee guys that were good basketball players for Bart Lundy is playing for them now. But they down about 30 points tonight, and your boy AJ is looking pretty AJ like tonight. We'll shout that out to the chat. So I got a quick thing for y'all brothers, man. So man, I wish Chris King was here tonight too, because it's be a great one for him. It's a college basketball thing. Charlie Villanueva does a podcast with Raymond Felton. I don't know who the other dude is, but I guess he played at Carolina. Conversation comes up.
Is it Theo Pinson?
Is that who it is?
No, I'm not sure. I know he had. I'm not. Don't quote me. Go ahead.
It's Charlie V, probably the most overhyped dude. Dude dropped 40 points on the Bucks, and we signed him for too much money. But we talking about never mind. I'm not even gonna go ADA on him because we gotta be quiet. Greatest of all time. You pull from any era from when your boy had the peach basket out there. UConn or Carolina? Who you going with? Who's your starting five? Who do you think would be better? Because Charlie V was adamant UConn would cook Carolina. And of course, Raymond Felton and them pushed back. He talked a lot about Michael Jordan, but I think there's some gap with a lot of this stuff. But I'll be interested to hear what y'all say.
Well, who was it? Well, so Kimba was at UConn, right?
Kimba. So let me give you some of the guys too, man. Because this is
my answer is UNC, but go ahead.
JT said Unc earlier, but I think if you Unc, goddamn it, I'm great Unc. So let me get. So obviously Michael Jordan, Sam Perkins, James Worthy, Vince Carter, Antoine Jameson, Rasheed Wallace. You go current
Jerry
day.
Stackhouse.
Jerry Stackhouse. Oh, keep going.
You got. Even on the collegiate level, you had Joe Forte, you had Rick Fox, you had so many guys on this Carolina.
Phil Ford.
Kenny the Jet Smith. You had so many.
Kenny
guys.
Jet, he ain't no top player all time in Carolina now.
I know, but collegiately.
He might be collegiately
though. You have
Kenny the Jet.
Wait a minute, hold on. Are you talking
might
about
be collegiate? What is collegiate career?
Are you talking about collegiate?
I'm talking about in college. Kenny the Jet in college is a top. Out of the guys who went to UNC,
he was pretty good in college.
He's pretty good. No, I'm not saying he wasn't pretty good. I'm talking about one of the top 5 players to ever play at UNC.
No, not top 5.
Tyler Hansbrough, Carolina.
Tyler Hansbrough probably the best player coming out of Carolina outside of Michael Jordan.
There's so many. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Hell
no.
Hell no.
Let me look up Kenny Jet's stat. Hold on. Let me look at his stats.
No.
No. There's no way. No. Hold on.
Don't look up no damn stats. We ain't looking at no stats. Eye test.
Tyler
Hansbrough.
I didn't watch Kenny the Jet in Carolina. So I can't tell you about no eye test. I didn't watch him in Carolina.
Tyler Hansbrough is a candle. Rasheed Wallace is the son. Antoine Jameson is the son. Vince Carter is the son. Tyler Hansbrough don't make that team. So let me get while you looking that up. Let me
Kenny
get
Jet averaged 12 points a game at Carolina.
You only got
12 points a game. That's you trying to tell me top 5 player? You put him over Michael Jordan? You put him over Vince Carter?
But Kenny the Jet was
James
there
Worthy?
when MJ and Worthy were there.
So let me get let's look
out.
at some of the UConn guys before you answer. So
I'm
obviously
I'm looking at the UConn guys. I'm not moved.
You make Okafor?
Ray Allen,
Okay.
Caron Butler,
Okay.
Rip Hamilton,
Okay.
the O'Bannon brothers.
No, that's UCLA, brother. Charles and Ed.
Not the O'Bannon brothers. Who am I thinking? The Marshall brothers. Danielle and Donnie. Sorry, Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Danielle and Donnie. Lord have mercy. Emeka Okafor.
Yep.
Kemba Walker.
Yep.
Shabazz Napier. We're talking about college career. We ain't talking about pros.
Yeah, Shabazz Napier. Rudy Gay.
Damn. I'm like, my brain is
Them
frying me.
dudes don't even begin.
Yeah, I'm definitely going Carolina.
But I just say like they just don't begin. I'm not sure. I'm not sure they match up with Carolina.
Charlie Villanueva. Andre Drummond. I forgot about him.
Brother, but I mean, again, you talking about Andre Drummond. Who you comparing him to? Rick Fox?
Stephon Castle.
Oh, okay. Now you're playing.
Yeah, nah.
Now you're playing. Now you're playing. Now you're playing.
Yeah, nah. We talking about James Worthy. Talking about. Yeah, he don't sleep on Tyler Hansbrough. Tyler Hansbrough in college was a dog.
So is James Worthy better than Ray Allen?
What was Buddy's name from Carolina? It was Baycott, Armando Baycott. He's another cold one from Carolina who was there all the year. You know what I'm talking about? When NIL first popped off.
Oh, you talking about the dude? He ain't get up there with no top players though. I know you talking. Yeah, he was good. He wasn't no top player though.
I'm pretty sure he got the most rebounds in school history.
No, yeah, he man, wasn't Hansbrough
I forgot about Ty Lawson.
Player of the year.
I forgot about Ty Lawson.
Player of the year, man.
Ty Lawson.
Jeremy Lamb for UConn.
I mean,
AJ Price.
The expanded list. I just think UConn doesn't have the depth. They just don't have the depth. They
got Rasheed Wallace went to Carolina.
That's what I'm saying. Like I just don't think UConn has the depth to really.
Jerry Stackhouse went to Carolina. Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like I just
so Tyler Hansbrough career-wise, yeah, he was great, but he don't kill like them. That Charlie Villanueva team, those five, they'll starting five probably beat any starting five from Carolina.
But the problem though is overall impact of their college career. The title, right? How dominant were they as individual players? How dominant were they as, I mean, those guys. Now, the advantage that Carolina has in this argument is that most of these guys we're mentioning stayed at Carolina multiple years, right? Like UConn, some of these guys may have been one and dones at like Stephon Castle. Some of these people you're mentioning may have been one and dones at UConn. So that's another thing when you think about overall college career.
So I think majority of those players at Carolina, James Worthy included, I think collegiately, Caron Butler kills majority of them. Caron was a monster in college.
He was 100%. He was.
Like I don't think he killed it. So like it's tough to clear Hansbrough, but I don't think
Vince Carter went to Carolina too.
Right.
Vince Carter did go. Vince Carter played with Jameson.
That's right. Yep. That team was stacked.
Right. And then, I mean, there's guys that Carolina have that aren't even mentioned, like your Ed Codas, your Shamad Chambliss.
Hey, Ed Cota was a dog back when I was in school. Yeah, I remember Ed Cota.
Right.
Kendall Marshall was like that.
Sean May was like that in college.
Sean May was like that in college.
Kobe White.
And don't not forget, like Marvin Williams was a six-man.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot about Marvin Williams, Milwaukee's own.
Right. But it's a great argument. I think for
Marcus
UConn
Page.
to win it, Marcus Page.
I think the better, stronger argument is Carolina beat Duke.
Yeah, Duke. Duke.
You know what? So my guy pivoted the argument, and then he was like, "All right, so let's cut it. Let's cut all the '90s out. Let's go 2000 forward." I think if you go 2000 forward, UConn has it by far.
I don't know about that. Why do you say that?
Because Caron Butler and all those guys are 2000 forward.
Yeah, 2000 forward, you may have something.
2004.
Carolina has some weak team. Well,
yeah, but you're losing Rip Hamilton and Ray Allen from UConn.
No, those 2000s. Well, Ray's 90s for sure.
Ray's 1993 to 96. Rip Hamilton was 96 to 99. So you're taking them out of that equation for UConn. That's two very big guys from UConn.
But and remember, we're only talking about collegiate careers, and I think Kimba in
college was Kimba in the pros net. Kimba at UConn was nasty.
He was like that.
And so was Shabazz Napier.
Yeah, Napier was nasty at UConn too. That's true.
Yeah, I think UConn from 2000 forward has it. And then what about coaches? Where are you going? You going Calhoun or you going Roy Williams, Dean Smith?
I'm going Roy Williams.
Yeah, I gotta go Roy. RD. Roy Williams,
Jimmy Calhoun, man. I hate to say this too, man. I know my partner, my other teammate, gonna watch this. because he's the biggest UConn fan in the world. He's gonna love it. But these UConn guys get to the league and they go a little bit different. But I would love, since we own this joint, let's do the UConn versus Duke thing real quick. Since we here, might as well, right? Unless we go Arizona. Hell no. We're not going Duke. We going Arizona. Shout out to the Wildcat on the cast.
So you know what? Like, Arizona is a really interesting comparison because there's a ton of first-round picks. There's probably 30.
Wait.
There's probably 30 first-round picks that were dominant in college for a year.
Hold on.
So it's like,
hold on, JT. My bad. I don't mean to stop you because I want you to get your. Hey, homie, what's his name? Mohammed 57. Hey, Ben Gordon, collegiately, he cleared almost every damn Carolina guard there is outside of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Keep going.
Brother, Ben Gordon.
Ben Gordon was a monster.
Sad story. Is Ben still locked up?
He locked up?
When he locked up? Ben Gordon?
Ben Gordon was wilding. He had mental health issues.
Ben Gordon?
Ben Gordon was, Ben was locked up for a minute. Let me see here.
Oh, really?
Ben was crazy. I hate to stop you with the Arizona because, hey, why are you looking it up? I think there's a legitimate argument. I mean, we can do the Duke thing after the Arizona, but I think Arizona, and we can go all time too. I think Arizona might clear Carolina as well.
Oh, he got his charges dropped. He had weapons and menacing. So he did something wild at a juice shop in Connecticut. And then, like, I guess he had beat up his kid in 2022. And then he had a security guard. He fought some sort of security guard in 2017. Yeah, he was at the airport. He was arrested for, I guess he was beating his kid at the airport, his 10-year-old.
Yeah, he one of the coldest dudes ever to touch a collegiate basketball court.
He was like that. Yeah, Ben Gordon was like that.
And I take, so I go Khalif El-Amin over Raymond Felton collegiate career too.
But Ben, I feel like, and
he probably a better NFL running back than Chuba Hubbard too.
Duke's list is crazy.
Everybody
forgets about Grant Hill. You know how nice Grant Hill was in college?
Grant Hill was like that.
Grant Hill was like that.
They had Kyrie. They had Zion. Zion in college was like
Christian
that.
Jabari Parker was like
Jabari was like that.
Bobby Hurley.
JJ Redick was like that.
Oh, Shane Battier. I forgot about Shane Battier. Elton Brand was like that. Yeah, they had
Corey Maggette.
You had Jason Williams. Oh man, Jason Williams.
Hey, Jason Williams was a dog. Duke had
Wall Dang.
Duke had who they have that was dating that was with old girl. And then she ended up being gay.
What?
Sheldon Williams.
Williams.
He's dating Candace Parker. He was married to Candace Parker.
I'm gonna give you two.
Candace Parker was like a woman.
I'm gonna give you two. Ryan Williams, yeah. I'm gonna give you two right now. Cooper Flagg and Con Kneppel.
Cooper Flagg was a ball. Cooper Flagg was nice.
Hey, but Arizona got a list.
Backup for the Hornets.
Arizona got a list too.
Mike Bibby.
Oh, Arizona.
Oh yeah.
Steve Kerr.
Sean Elliott. Damon Stoudemire was like that. Gilbert Arenas.
Mighty Mouse.
Gilbert Arenas.
Iguodala. Jason Terry. The Jet. Richard Jefferson was like that in college. Miles Simon, I remember him. He ain't touching Duke, but DeAndre Ayton, Alonzo Trier, Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, it ain't touching Duke.
You had a bunch. I mean, Arizona had
that bum ass dude, TJ McConnell,
Jason Gardner when he was in college in Arizona. Like, Arizona got some.
Arizona might got Carolina, bro.
Past post 2000, I don't know, because the problem was post 2000. Who's Arizona's Hansborough? Who stayed there 4 years and was that good? Because everybody from Arizona was like, if you're nice in Arizona, you're leaving 1-2 years max. Like you're not staying 4 years.
But let's be clear, Tyler Hansborough had to stay 4 years because he wasn't an NBA player.
I guess Caleb Love in Arizona was kind of, I guess, comparable because he stayed what, 3?
You got Carter Bryant, you got Keldon Johnson. Like Arizona
was only there a year.
Who? Bryant, but the Johnson kid transferred from San Diego State was there 2 years. Like, Arizona might got it, dog.
I mean, and maybe so. I mean, you have if you just look at these guys in college, the amount of like Arizona's probably got since 2000. Arizona might have 30 first-round picks. Seriously, like hold on, let me look here.
Yeah, we pulling it up now, man. This what y'all don't get. Never mind. Let me be quiet, Trey. I'm gonna get in trouble, man. I say too much.
Yeah, so you about to do too much.
Don't forget about Aaron Gordon.
How many first-round picks does Arizona basketball have since 2000? I bet you.
Hey,
damn near 30.
JT, Lauri Markkanen was a Wildcat.
Yes, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. There's so many guys coming out of Arizona.
Y'all got it, dog.
It's like, but the problem is, all of them was one and done. Like it was.
Benedict Mathurin was a Wildcat.
Yes, man.
Y'all got it, dog.
Yes, right. There's a gang of them. Arizona
Andre Iguodala.
You said what?
Y'all got it, dog. Sean Elliott. I forgot about him. Chase Budinger. Chase Budinger is the best white collegiate player ever. Tyler Hansbrough, go to hell. How about that? Give a shit.
I'm a little surprised.
Hey,
I'm surprised at the number. This number is actually much lower than I thought. I don't even know if this is right. It says 17.
Nah.
Arizona had, it says 23 first-round picks of all time and 17 since 2000, but that doesn't seem right.
Can I tell you something personal, though?
Guys going that first round.
Can I tell you something personal?
That's not right.
Yeah. TJ McConnell still got his ass cooked by Bronson Koenig 2 years in a row.
Hey, Bronson Koenig, funny thing about that dude, Bronson Koenig used to walk around Dick's Sporting Goods hitting on every brother. We'll talk about it off here.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. All right. So, what we going? We going Carolina? Because I'm giving a nod to Arizona. I'm on that fence about UConn. I go 2000 forward. I go UConn.
I'm
Carolina,
going Duke over everybody.
You said what?
I'm going Duke over everybody.
Say it again.
So I'm going Duke over everybody.
I just hated that shit 3 times in a row, but go ahead.
Arizona's got 28 first-round picks. Okay.
And I think someone in the chat wanted us to do Michigan State.
Y'all sleep on Wake Forest.
Wait, come on, Mr. Trefo. Come on, Mr. Trefo.
Y'all sleep on Wake Forest, man. What you know about that? What you know about Tim Duncan? What you know about Randolph Childress? What you know about
Randolph is a monster.
Yeah. What you know about
best point guard ever for Wake Forest?
Chris Paul. What you know? Hold on now.
Justin Gray.
Oh, you don't know about Justin Gray? You don't know about Justin Gray? What you know about Darius Sangaya? Y'all don't know about these guys, dog. Y'all don't know about Robert O'Kelly.
It's not like they play in countries.
Y'all know about Jeff Teague. What you know about Vitas Danilus? You don't know nothing about the Wake Forest Cats.
Who was the dude that he was fighting with for the spot? That was a Buck for a second.
Who?
He was a Buck. He was a Hornet. He was a Sun. Light-skinned brother Jeff Teague was fighting with in college too. Yes.
Ish Smith was Al Farouk Aminu. Oh, I forgot about Al Farouk. Yeah.
But you know what? Wake Forest, they wouldn't even be brought up in the basketball conversation. Probably the best collegiate baseball program there is.
They got a good soccer program too.
They got a really nice men's soccer program.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to them folks at Wake Forest. What's the hospital called, Trey, in Wake Forest? What's that joint called?
Baptist Medical.
Yeah, man, them brother, man. I went out there to that Winston-Salem Dash game. I got some bad nachos, and brothers took great care of me out there, man. And shout out to my homeboy, my brother Rufus Williams. He a doctor out of Wake Forest University, so he remind me this all the time. So he can't tune in. Josh Howard is a great one.
Yeah, that was a good one. Josh Howard. Forgot about Josh Howard.
That's a great one.
I forgot about Josh Howard. Yeah, he was like that too. All right.
So who?
What's up?
Can we go? Can we? Cause this is good. This is good conversation. I feel like this is dope, and we getting up to the Cream City crossover bracket challenge. Where y'all put y'all Michigan State, Michigan? Because I want to make sure we honor these chat folks as well. Michigan State, no love for them.
What's my man?
Magic Johnson.
No.
Michigan State got a gang of them. Michigan State got it. Now
What's his name? What's his name? Cletus? What's his name?
Mateen Cleese.
Mateen Cleese. And that was my guy.
Eric Snow.
The last 5 years haven't been that great for Michigan State, but
Jace Richardson,
Draymond Green,
Jason Richardson,
Jason and Jace, both of them. Draymond. Yep, I agree. The Hauser. Oh no, that's the Virginia one. Sorry. Michigan. Oh, I gotta look up Michigan State because they done had some dogs.
Hey,
Michigan might got him though, man.
Smith in the NBA though, he was like that too. I forgot about Steve Smith, the shooter in the NBA.
Yes,
Steve
one
Smith
of the best players ever.
Smith, yeah.
Scott Skiles is another Michigan State guy. Denzel Valentine was pretty good.
Collegiately, he was.
Morris Peterson, I forgot about. Damn, I ain't heard that name in a minute.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Miles Bridges. He's a one and done. Yeah.
Hey, your boy Gary Harris.
Listen, man.
Oh, Shannon Brown?
Gary Harris is really close to being a still in the league candidate. He's really
Zach Randolph?
close to being a still in the league candidate.
I don't think Mo Pete, y'all said that. I don't think Michigan State got enough, man.
No, they don't.
No.
They just don't. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to no disrespect to Izzo, but stop it. This is the weakest list.
Tom Izzo's a good guy, man. I met him at the when I was at the Detroit Pistons Bucks playoff game back in 2018.
When you pulled the broom out?
Pulled the broom out on them boys.
Izzo was cool.
Yeah, Izzo's cool. Shout out to Nicky's. Shout out to Nick. You ever get to Detroit, go to Nicky's, man. It's a good spot.
Michigan got more of an argument than Michigan State, in my opinion.
That's because all them dudes. That's because Michigan put off Michigan. I mean, yes.
DJ Wilson.
These boys are good in college.
DJ Wilson was the first. Yo, Trey, you going to hell?
I got Trey Burke. Trey Burke was nice. Glenn Rice go to Michigan?
Glenn Rice, Jamal Crawford.
You had Jalen Rose. You had Jamal.
You got that whole the Fab Five. Yeah,
coming from Michigan. I mean, Michigan's had bangers. They do some of the big hitters have been big hitters in the league too. Rudy Tomjanovich.
So current dudes, you got the Wagner brothers. You got Jordan Poole, Tim Hardaway Jr., Levert, Duncan Robinson, Diabate from your Hornets.
Diabate is nice.
Jet Howard, Juwan, and then we talk about the Fab Five. I feel like Michigan kind of clears Michigan State, just in my humble opinion. And I feel like if we had to do something, we would have to go. I feel like if we're looking overall totality, UCLA trumps everybody, in my opinion.
Lonzo Ball.
No, UCLA got bangers too. UCLA, there's a gang. Russell Westbrook. There's a ton of people. UCLA does have heads. Oh man, I remember.
Got what?
Got people. UCLA. They're UCLA. You might be surprised with that list.
No, I mean it's a great thing to have.
You really got to throw it back, right? You got Kareem.
Yes.
Bill Walton. Marcus Johnson.
Yes.
Reggie Miller. Ed O'Bannon.
Yeah,
UCLA got it, man.
Russell Westbrook. Baron Davis.
Lonzo.
Tyus Edney.
The O'Bannon brothers.
Kevin Love. Kevin Love was like that too.
Right.
Damn.
Drew Holiday.
Drew.
I forgot Drew Holiday with UCLA.
I think like UCLA has it overall, non-biased. I mean, I'd love to say Marquette, Wisconsin. We only got to bring them up, man. Shout out to Kaminsky and D Wade, but we'll be quiet on that one. Hey, man, it's just a great time, man.
I don't mean to be a dick, but I just don't think that, I think UW.
No.
I don't think they can be in this conversation.
Hey, we got some hoopers now.
Yeah, I got some hoopers, but them dudes are nowhere near compared. I mean, yes, you do have the guys that made that back-to-back. The problem with UW basketball, I think, is that you did have those guys that made those back-to-back Final Fours, and but outside of that, it's been real.
Nah,
It's been real sparingly.
Tripping.
No, it's not. I mean, look,
Michael Finley, Tracy Webster, Devin Harris.
Okay.
Let me keep going. You want to be quiet?
Yes.
Greg Steens.
Yawn. See, now you playing. Now you playing. Like, listen.
Trey started this bullshit with Alonzo Ball as the first UCLA player. He said. Nah, I mean, listen. Stan Van Gundy. Look. I know what Milwaukee is. Patrick Baldwin Jr. I know what Marquette is. I know what Wisconsin is. Like, hey, man, like, good collegiate play. I think Frank Kaminsky might be top 20, top 30 best collegiate basketball players of all time for his run.
He was like that.
They was playing that weak ass basketball, man. That don't count.
Chill out, yo.
They playing that weak ass that shit. They was. That's why I couldn't let them play in the league, bro. That Wisconsin shit was so weak.
Frank almost made you cry in 21.
How?
Frank was going crazy game 6. He was the one keeping the Suns in the game.
Oh man, cut it out.
He was. Frank went crazy.
He going crazy. Let me see. Game 6. Well, now
game 6. Every key bucket that had to be hit by the Suns, he hit that jump.
Hold up.
Frank went crazy that game, and then he
Let's see. This man say he went crazy. Let me see.
40 points, man.
Frank Kaminsky played 11 minutes. He had 6 points. Talking game 6. What did you talk about? He had 6 points. You talking about? Yeah. He went crazy.
Them 6 points. No. Them 6 points was a key 6 points.
11 minutes.
He went crazy.
Is Frank still in the league?
No, he in no league.
No, Frank chilling.
He probably in Japan
somewhere. He took the girl from ESPN. He chilling. Hey, look, man.
Decker been out the league.
No,
Decker's a European legend.
Okay.
Frank Kaminsky's playing for Alvart Tokyo.
No.
And Nigel Hayes was a buck.
I said Japan. I was right.
You was right. Nigel Hayes was a buck for 10 minutes on that. Was it the Oos trade? Was he part of the Oos trade?
Yeah. He was. Yeah, I think something like that. Yeah.
Hey man, look, we're a good team basketball school, man. I just know we beat Arizona twice to go to the Final Four, so I'll hang my hat on that. You know,
I can't even knock it. Sean Miller, Wisconsin was Achilles heel. Can't even knock it. Can't even lie about it. But I'll tell you this: y'all will be hard pressed to see anywhere near that level of success with Craig Gard.
The Magic beat the Lakers tonight.
Great.
I think Arizona. This is the year Arizona makes it to the Final Four. I really do think this Arizona team.
I agree. We're gonna have a rematch with you with Boyd and Blackwell because we got a great backcourt there. It's almost as good as Rollins and KPJ. But look, like man, for all of y'all still up with us, man, while we talking this college basketball stuff, and I hate we missing Chris King. Hope the homie gets back better. But this is why you need to be an Extreme City crossover bracket challenge because JT gonna bet on his alma mater. Trey gonna do something crazy because he Trey, and I'm taking y'all money. Go ahead. Look,
we're gonna charge the group. We're gonna charge the group $10 buy-in, and then we all put in $25 each to sweeten the pot.
Why would I put in 20? Hell no, I ain't putting in 25. Everybody else putting in 10.
We putting in what the normals put in, JT.
I ain't putting in 25. I ain't sweetening nothing. I
guess the Lakers lost.
Yeah, I know. I'm pissed they lost to Magic. All right, we got. Let's put a pin in it. 105 on the East Coast. Let's wrap it here, fellas.
Oh, it's late.
Yeah, I know. I get to bed. What's up?
Hey, we got a big test tomorrow. We got to come out with the same energy and beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's not waste it. That's all I got tonight, man. Hey, amazing. Hey, appreciate y'all, brothers. Hope Chris gets back well pretty soon, man. Because, like, man, we're going to need him for this playoff push, man. I'm so excited. I'm probably not going to bed at 4 o'clock Eastern time, man. That's all I got.
Yeah, I ain't gonna be there with you. Bucks do need a big win over Cleveland tomorrow. Would love to see it. Appreciate everybody for joining us, and I appreciate if you're still in the chat. A lot of people still in the chat, which is which is crazy. You guys stayed up with us, so we appreciate it. Could be anywhere in the world, but you were here with us tonight, and we appreciate it all the time, hanging out with us after a what was the final I don't have in front of me? After a 128-117 win over the Miami Heat. He said, appreciate all the comments. Appreciate if you watch us on YouTube or on Twitter, wherever you saw us. We thank you. Ask you to follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure you do hit that like button if you're excited about this win. If you think that the Milwaukee Bucks can go out and beat the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow, hit that like button. If you didn't hit it on the way in, hit it on the way out. Follow, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend about the Crimson Girl. Hey, it's the best market position in all of the land. Bucks win tonight, 128-117. This has been a Cream City Media Group Touch from the Group Touch.
JT.
Justin.
Hey, if I am the enemy, it's only because I dare tell you the truth. Don't take no Wood Nichols. Courage.